Thanks for coming. How about a burger or a drink?
You're into hosting summer barbecues.
Let's see, I've got Pilsner, seltzers, cooler.
And maybe even ticking me off a little bit. Someday.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. Whoa. Why are we getting so many sounds? What is going on here? Okay. Is that working? That should be better, right? Yeah. Weird. I got no music on this side, though. Man, I'm really not happy with how my sound is lately. My sound has been a pain in the butt lately. Okay, it should be better. But hello everybody, welcome. I hope there's no echo now, hopefully. Yeah, that should be better. So yeah, we're here hanging out. I'm just gonna change a couple of things real quick because I forgot I didn't have the right thumbnail on my stream here real quick on YouTube. Give me a sec here. Just changing the thumbnail on YouTube. I gotta change it on TikTok in just a second. But hello, Inuyugi, nice to see you. Welcome. How are you? I hope you are doing really well. Michael Jackson, hello, nice to see you too. So we're gonna finish off on The Walking Dead here. I think we're on the second to last episode. We are on the last season. We might be on the third episode. Maybe it's only the second episode. I actually don't know. But we're gonna continue with that. I don't know if we're gonna actually finish it today, but maybe. We'll see. I am really, really groggy today, so I may be kind of off the wall with like rambling and stuff. Long story short, as a lot of you know, I have sleep apnea, so I wear a sleeping mask. But I changed my mask to just be the nose part and not the full face mask. Because I'm going on a trip in August and I want to make sure that I can have something a little bit smaller to take with me. And I've been using it now for about 4 days and it's not working. It really is not helping. It's as if I'm not wearing a mask at all. So I'm incredibly tired. I slept about 6 hours, but I'm feeling like I slept like maybe half an hour. So I'm gonna go back to my old mask. And hopefully I'll be more energetic soon. But yeah, so I might be a little bit groggy today. I've got myself a tea, and hopefully that'll give me a bit of caffeine so I can feel a little bit better. And that's pretty much it. If you missed yesterday's stream, I played a new game yesterday, so if you want to go check it out, please feel free. It was a very fun game. It was a retro-style game that had NES vibes. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, if anybody saw the direct, thank you to Ty. He'll probably pop in later. I'll have to thank him again for reminding me of it. I went and watched it, and man, half eating my words because I didn't think there was going to be anything exciting, but also glad that I was wrong because, yeah, there was a lot of really interesting stuff that happened. A lot of really cool things were shown off, so I'm very excited. ETHmaker, how's it going? Welcome back. How are you? But yeah, so that is gonna be the plan. We went hello, nice to see you. How are you? Sleepy but good. Yeah, I know that feeling. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all there is. Sorry that I took a second to start. I'm pretty late because I'm so tired. I'm in Canada too. Yeah, major heat wave. I think in my city in particular, it was 34 degrees the last I looked. 32 degrees right now. 32 degrees right now. So it's pretty warm. It's pretty warm. Thankfully I work night shift, so it's not so bad at night. It's still really warm, but not as bad. Hello, Pringles, how's it going? Am I ready for Friday? What's Friday? What's happening on Friday? Joe, how's it going? Welcome. It's cold and rain. Yeah, no, it's been very hot here. It's very, very hot here. Hello, we win. I'm doing okay, and it's okay. Your husband is quite a sexy man, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being second to that. I did, ETHmaker, I did. Oh, Pringles, I don't know if you know this. I hate Elden Ring. I think it's a terrible game. So, no. I could care less that that's coming out. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less that that's coming out. I was just talking about that, ETHmaker. I am eating my words, not fully because I didn't say that Nintendo's Direct was gonna be shit. I just didn't know what they would announce that would make it exciting for the Switch to still be around for another year. But yes, the new Zelda got manifested, and it was not what I expected. When I first saw the footage at the beginning, I was like, oh, because I've never played Oracle of Ages or Seasons, right? And so I was like, this doesn't look like anything I know, so is this Oracle? Is this Oracle? Oh my god! And then caught way off guard that it's a brand new Zelda. Did not expect that. And the fact that it's a new Zelda starring Zelda, embarrassing for IGN because they just posted the first time ever you could play as Zelda. No, it's the second time you could play as Zelda. Third time, I think, actually. Third time you can play as Zelda. So they were wrong. Like, quite wrong. But very exciting that it's the first time Nintendo has published a Zelda game that you can play as Zelda. Very, very excited. I am not a giant super fanatic of Metroid, so Metroid Prime being shown off is really cool. I didn't get excited for it because I don't really care about Metroid, but I know everybody else was really excited about it, so that's really cool. I'm really curious about the Dragon Quest games with the Octopath Traveler style. Very excited about that. Yeah, Pringles, I think Elden Ring is the worst out of all the Soulsborne games. So yeah, no interest at all about that game, about the expansion. Like not even curious. Yeah, I've tried Prime, the original Prime, and the controls were so bad I couldn't get into it. So, but I'm interested to see what happens with Prime 4. I am really interested in Dragon Quest because it's like Octopath Traveler with the graphics, but it's old school RPG. So I'm really curious to see how that's gonna be. The new Mario Luigi game, very excited about that. I love their RPG series. So very, very exciting. You don't think you can get past the beautiful half 2D graphics? You know that like that's a huge trend, right? Because like Octopath Traveler used that graphic style, and so did a very similar graphic style was Bravely Default was another one. They're like it's seen as like not only like decent looking but like impressive that they were able to take 2D 16-bit RPG graphic style and make it look modern while still feeling retro, you know? Yeah, so I wouldn't count the Hyrule Warrior games just because they're literally just what's that game series called? Dynasty Warriors with a skin on it. Like that's all it is. But 100%, yeah. The two CDI games, Zelda was playable in both, which made me laugh that IGN made a post saying that for the first time ever you could play as Zelda. It's like, no, you could do it before. You could do it before twice in like Zelda games. Hyrule Warriors I don't think of just because it's just Dynasty Warriors with a reskin. And it wasn't a Legend of Zelda game. Hack and slash garbage. Are we talking about the Hyrule Warriors? All right, see you later, Joe. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you popping in. But yeah, I'm gonna screen cap that because I may make a video about that. But yeah, very, very excited. You know, I'm very surprised at all the announcements. I didn't expect it to be that interesting. I didn't think they were gonna be able to announce anything that was gonna make me really excited to play. I genuinely thought it was gonna be
it's the Canada Day long
just
weekend.
not a big deal because
the
with the Switch. Sorry, I just gotta change my color.
Like the new
thing here.
Sandbagger Hard Seltzer Mixer Pack and the Bose Lug Tread Mini Keg, tapped and ready to go. Plus, with free same-day pickup, your order will be packed and waiting in under 2 hours.
With the
So
Switch
wanna grab
2
some ice?
already
You got
being
that
said
too?
it's going to be
And you
announced
can
within
find a new
2024,
Ontario-made favorite
which
at
means it'll probably come out at the end of
lcbo.com.
2024, beginning of 2025 would be my guess. I don't know. I don't have any proof of that. I don't have anything to go off of to say that that's what's going to happen, but that would be my guess. They have another whole year ahead of them, and they announced a bunch of stuff. Now, I'm wondering if having announced all this stuff, I know they did it so they can be like, no, the Switch is still relevant, guys. Keep going, keep buying Switch stuff because look at this. But I'm wondering if people are now going to not want to buy these games because the Switch 2 is on the horizon. And are they going to announce these games for the Switch 2? Like if there's backwards compatibility. If there isn't, then that's going to suck. Or are people not going to buy the games in hopes that the Switch 2 is going to have them? And they don't want to pay for the Switch version if they're going to have to get the Switch version for the Switch 2. Or the Switch 2 version. So I'm wondering if this may be shooting themselves in the foot. That's just me having like the pessimistic look. But I am very, very, very surprised at how good this Direct was. And my friend Preston, he pops into the chat every once in a while. Him and I both agree, and I'm going to assume a lot of people agree. Nintendo and Xbox embarrassed PlayStation. Normally, PlayStation rocks their announcements. Nintendo and Xbox embarrassed PlayStation. Because Xbox had a very strong showing. It doesn't make up for the really crappy life cycle that they've had for the last almost 3 consoles. But they had a lot of really interesting announcements for their Xbox Direct thingy. But the Nintendo Direct had an incredibly powerful showing. Like, I did not expect any of it, and it was really, really exciting. PlayStation didn't really announce anything exciting. Yeah, Horizon, but that was, like, really it. And so, like, it's very, very... What Xbox announcements? So they announced... Oh, God, what did they announce? They showed Fable, but, oh, God, I can't even think of it right now. My brain is still a complete fog. But a lot of the stuff they announced is going to go right to Game Pass right off the bat. So there's a lot of really cool things that will be involved. No, not Horizon 3, the Horizon Lego game, which is why it's not as exciting, because it's going to go on the Switch too. So it's not even like a PlayStation exclusive. It's going on to other platforms. But Xbox announced... There were a few things that I was really excited about. They announced this new game. It's an indie game that had almost like a claymation, you know, the Coraline style animation. They had a game that looked very similar to that, with like the way that it moved, which looked really interesting. I think a lot of people are going to sleep on it because it's an indie game. It's got a very unique art style, but it looks really fun. Fable 3 was shown off. They showed a new WoW expansion or whatever. The new Call of Duty was being shown off. God, I can't even remember. A new Gears of War was shown off on Xbox. The new State of Decay, now that you said State of Play, new State of Decay was shown off. Yeah, there was quite a few really strong showings for Xbox. Now, Xbox doesn't have a huge following, so a lot of this is not going to be exciting for people who don't play on Xbox. But a lot of really cool stuff that I'm very, very interested in. Marcy, hello. How's it going? Welcome. How are you? Ultra Knight, hello. Merle, how are you? How have you been feeling? I hope you're feeling okay. But when I saw your message, yes, I did do my nails, but I didn't do a good job. The nail polish that I have is old, and it's starting to dry out. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. No, you can't. But it didn't come out very good, so I got to get new nail polish. But yes, back to what you had said, ETHmaker, the hack and slash Zelda. Yeah, apparently it adds to the story, and it's supposed to be fun. But yeah, it's a very repetitive hack and slash game, so not really my cup of tea. I don't mind the Dynasty Warriors genre, but it's definitely a game that I want to play on like a handheld while I'm watching TV. Like, I don't want to have to concentrate on the game because it's just a mindless game. So Hyrule Warriors is okay, but and then got you through the PS5. Oh, okay, we would. No worries, no worries. Oh, is there something I can put in? Well, it was dollar store nail polish, so I need to get a new, like, a proper expensive nail polish. Ultra Knight, yeah. I was talking about Hyrule Warriors, but I was talking about Hyrule Warriors because of the new Zelda game that's coming out, which it looks really cool. It looks like it's gonna be really fun. I'm really excited to play as Zelda. I love how we were talking yesterday about that engine. I love that they're using that engine again because I really like that engine. And I feel like I said yesterday, it's a complete missed opportunity to not use that engine more. I just didn't expect them to use it for a brand new game. I genuinely thought they were just going to remake an old game to kind of tide everybody over for the next year. The fact that it's a brand new Zelda game is incredibly exciting. I'm very excited. And I will definitely be using my Switch again because I want to get that Zelda game. I thought it was really cool. I haven't played Star Wars Hunters. I've never even heard of that. Yeah, I am not a fan of EA. I will play their games if it's something I'm incredibly excited about, like Dragon Quest or Dragon Age, because I like the Dragon Age series. But I'm autistic, right? And so a strong, what is it called? A strong sense of justice is one of the symptoms that we have. And it's not like, oh, we're ethical all the time. It's just when we have a belief, we really stick to our belief. It's a common trait. Not everybody does it, but it is a common trait. Whether our belief is good or not, we do tend to like double down and stick to our belief. And I really have a hard time supporting toxic, manipulative, multi-billion-dollar companies that lie to your face, and then when they get caught, they don't really care. They just continue with what they're doing. And EA is one of the worst companies on the planet, so I really try to avoid anything that they do. I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I'm not interested at all. Testing, 1, 2, 3, Slowpoke. What's happening? Your PS4 Twitch app is real slow today. No good, Merle. I'm also very slow at reading. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I am not feeling well. As you can look in my eyes, I look so tired. I slept 7 hours, but I changed my CPAP mask, and it's not working for me. It's not working. Oh, that's annoying, ETHmaker. That's really annoying. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that. I'm gonna have to look that up because that could be a video topic. Merle, but you're a tank. You're super strong. I'm sure you could pick up the whole company. But yeah, so I might ramble a little bit. I can see it on the camera. Normally, I don't see how tired I look till after the stream is done, but I can see it on camera right now. I'm like, ooh. Merle and Weeman are both here, and I look like this? I don't even have a mask. I don't even have a mask I can wear. I can't even like cover my face. You just have to deal with it. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry I have to deal with this. I'm sure, ETHmaker, that it's like right on the border of illegal. You know what I mean? That it's like pretty much illegal, but with some kind of loophole, they're like, no, it's not illegal. You know what I mean? RedTube, isn't that? I was gonna say, isn't that wow chicka wow wow? I don't stream on there. Not as Luis anyway, but as Ricardo. Thank you, Merle. Yeah, my face is really puffy. I don't know if I've gained weight or if it's because of the mask change and just my face has been puffy over the last little while. But my face is puffy in general lately. And my eyes are extra puffy today. So yeah. No good. Not fun. Not fun at all. Oh well. There was something else I was gonna say and then I forgot. I don't know. On the upside, you all know that I have heart problems. I've had them for a while. I mean, I've probably had them most of my life, but I've been diagnosed for a few years now with it. And I've been on ADHD meds. My doctor had been talking... Sorry, I'll just finish this, then I'm gonna start the game. My doctor had been talking about taking me off the ADHD meds. My family doctor, Canada's great. My family doctor dropped me, and I've been going to a walk-in doctor. And the walk-in doctor that I was seeing, who was making sure that everything was okay, has now quit where he was working, and he's working at a new clinic privately. And the new clinic is 2.5 hours away. So I can't go see him anymore. So I'm just seeing random doctors right now, but I'm still seeing the same cardiologist. And I had an appointment with the cardiologist, and he was suggesting taking me off the ADHD meds because my heart rate just is not settling down. When I started to see my blood pressure issues when I went to the doctor, my heart rate was sitting at like 110 beats a minute. When you're sitting, you should be anywhere from 60 to about 80 beats a minute is healthy. Anything higher than 95 is then considered worrisome. I was at 110. With the ADHD meds, that would bring up your heart rate. So I was on blood pressure medication, which helped reduce the heart rate, but it was reduced to like 95 the whole time. So it was like right on the edge of okay. And so it was okay, but lately I've been getting really dizzy. And so I was talking to the cardiologist to see if I can change my blood pressure medication. to see if maybe it could help with the dizziness. And then he looked at the heart rate trends that we've had over the last few appointments, and he's like, I don't like that you're sitting at 95 to 110 all the time. And he's like, the symptoms you're having are not the medication. He goes, so you should definitely see a different doctor for that. He goes, but let's try a different heart rate medication and see if that helps. And he tried this new one, and I just got my alert yesterday from my Apple Watch about how my heart is doing. And I'm looking at my phone because I want to read it right off the screen. My average 20-day heart rate was 90 beats a minute when I'm just sitting and relaxing. And it was 121 beats a minute when I was walking. So Tara, thank you. I really appreciate it. How are you, Tara? Thank you. Merle, I'll ask you about your big news in just a second. I just want to finish my thought before I forget. So, 20 the 20-day average, my heart rate when I was relaxing was 90 beats, and when I was walking, it was 121 beats. With the new medication, my relaxing rate is 73, and my walking rate is 97. My walking rate is only 7 beats higher than my relaxed rate was before my meds, and I'm still taking my ADHD meds. So it looks like I have finally found a nice even balance between my 2 meds, and I'm good now. Finally. Merle, okay, what is the announcement? What happened? What's the big news? Miguel chokes his chickens on the red tube. Yeah, Tara, I was very concerned he was gonna take me off my ADHD meds because I didn't know what I was gonna do. Because without them, with them, I'm tired all the time. Without them, I will just sleep all day long again, and I didn't want that to happen anymore. So thankfully, I'm good. The dizziness is still there. I'm gonna go see an ear, throat, and nose doctor to see what's going on, which is great because then they can look into my vocal injury and see if everything's okay. I'm doing okay, Tara. My air conditioner is a little bit finicky. Sometimes it freezes, and so I have to turn off the AC, and I had to do that yesterday. So today I actually turned up the temperature in my apartment to hopefully be a little bit warmer, but have my AC not freeze over as often. I'm feeling okay. I'm tired today, but I'm not overly hot. Once the game starts, I'll probably overheat pretty quickly, but I'm doing okay. But yeah, Merle, I don't know if you said what the big news was. I saw that Weewin said I'm excited, but I don't know what. I don't see a message. I don't know if it got blocked on my side or something. I don't know. New Marvel Spider-Man 2 suits. Yeah, apparently there's a Spider-Man 3 already in the works that got leaked out. That's pretty interesting. Oh, you can still work in the sector. Okay, well that's important. That's the most important part. I'm sorry that you're gonna quit college when you put work into it, but I'm glad you're making the choice that's better for you. Because I know you've had a lot of stress, you've had a lot of things going on. You don't need that stress of like, I need to get back to school, I need to save up money, I need to go back to studying, and that fear of going back to that stressful position you were in. I can understand that being really hard. So I'm glad that you're taking care of yourself. It's too bad you put in so much work and money, but at least you can still work in the sector. So that kind of makes that a little bit better too. You have a girlfriend. That's not big news. Guys, now I'm never gonna have my true love be with me. Never ever. Dang it. I'm kidding. Merle, that is really exciting. That's amazing. She does know I exist, right? Like, she knows that I am there, so she can't be jealous. But that is exciting. Congratulations, Merle. I'm very, very excited for you. Looking to a brighter future. That's great, you know? Having a very cute girlfriend, having someone to spend some time with, that has you excited and makes you, you know, excited to do things, and having the college thing kind of be off your shoulders. Those are all very positive things. So I'm very excited about it. And she has seen me. Oh God. Oh God. That's embarrassing. Hope she doesn't think you have bad taste now. Y'all talk to y'all's crushes. Oh, trust me, ETH Maker. I think you said you were 16. I'm a lot older than you, and even at my age. So I have a girlfriend. We've been together for 6 months. We're just under 6 months, just over 6 months. I was looking at what the date is, or 26. That's what it was. Somebody else said their age. They said they were 16. You said 26. That's what it was. We've been together for 6 months now, a little bit over 6 months, and the ongoing joke with us is how clumsy, klutzy, and embarrassing I was around her. The funny thing is, I'm only her second like serious boyfriend ever, and I am in a couple of weeks I'm gonna be the longest boyfriend she's ever had. I was with one woman for about 2 years, and we lived together. And then I was engaged, and we never got legally married, but we ended up living together. I raised her daughter. We were together for almost a decade. So I've had 2 very, very serious relationships and multiple other relationships. I also have a biological daughter from a 3rd relationship. So like I have had multiple serious relationships, 2 very, very serious relationships, and multiple casual relationships. And I am a complete bumbling idiot around her. One of the ongoing jokes, I don't know if I told you guys on stream, for everybody else, like we win and Merle, but we met during a musical that I was in. I played the bad guy, she played the one person that I like took advantage of in the show. And shut up, ads. And when we were backstage during the run of the show, at this point we'd known each other for a few months, she gave me a kiss on the cheek and then ran on stage. And then I got like super anxious and super nervous, and to try to be, what you would see on TV, like I want to show her that I'm okay with it too. So then I went to go kiss her on the cheek, but I was so nervous that I went in too quickly to kiss her on the cheek, and I almost knocked her over. Like fully, like she almost fell from how hard I pushed up against her, just giving her a kiss on the cheek, because I was so damn nervous. Like I was a complete bumbling idiot around her. I kept having not panic attacks, but like huge anxiety spikes when I was around her because I didn't know how to act, because she made me super, super anxious and nervous. So no, I'm totally with you. I'm normally fairly confident when it comes to being around women. You just saw me flirting with Merle, and like I'm normally fairly confident. I'm good at like taking the piss and making fun of myself, but I can be confident, right? I've had multiple girlfriends for a reason, but because like when you look like this, you don't necessarily attract women. It's the personality, and I have the personality, but when it came to Kendra, I had 0 personality. I was dopey and bumbling stupid, and it wasn't exactly that I was awkward because I was trying to be cool and I was failing. I was awkward because I couldn't not be myself around her. The way that I kind of am here on stream, where I'll say embarrassing things, do embarrassing things. Here you're all on the internet, right? Like I know what Merle looks like. I know what Weewin looks like. But they also live like basically on the other side of the planet. So even though they are 2 beautiful women, if I make an embarrassing ass of myself, it's not like I'm really embarrassing myself because I'm not going to see them. It's not like I'm hitting on them and want to date them. So being embarrassed in front of them, not a big deal. But in front of Kendra, I couldn't help but to be myself. And it was embarrassing stuff that normally you wouldn't expect to be attractive. So I'm the same way. I'm a complete bumbling idiot around my crush. And the only reason Kendra and I started dating is because she lives about a half an hour away from me, which like in Canada, that's not very far, but like in the UK and Europe, a half an hour drive is quite a distance. And she is a farm girl. She grew up on the farm. She is also a Mennonite. And so, she's not a plain Mennonite or old order Mennonite. She's much more modern. And so we were from very, very different worlds. She's also an opera singer. I'm a musical theater actor. So we are from very, very different worlds. So the odds of us seeing each other again after this show were next to impossible. Like her next door neighbor is my best friend's ex-girlfriend. And so like we had ways to have met eventually, and we never ever crossed paths. So the only reason we started dating is because on the final night, we had become close. It was me, her, and one other person. The other person became my best friend because they were the two women out of three that had to like foil me as the bad guy. And the only reason we started dating is because on the closing night, both of them decided to come to my place so we could just kind of talk and decompress and like say goodbye to each other because the show was over after multiple months of working together. And my best friend left, and it was just Kendra and I. And I knew that I would never, ever see her again. And the only way that I could ever see her again is if I told her how I felt and if she was willing to, like, get to know me. And so, like, I took the shot, but I took the shot because, funny, ironic story, I've told this before. Yes, so she's allowed technology and everything. They follow the religion, like, the preaching aspect of the religion. They don't follow, like, the full, like, she's not, like, Amish people. Like, she doesn't wear the bonnet or anything like that. Yeah, she's like, you wouldn't be able to tell she's Mennonite. I had no idea. I didn't know till like really close to opening night that she was Mennonite. But yeah, so I took the shot, and the reason I took the shot in like telling her how I felt, because I didn't know how she felt. Like she would be nice, she would flirt sometimes, but like as soon as we were outside of the theater, she wouldn't talk to me at all. And so it was just very like weird for me, because like if you like somebody, you want to talk to them, and if they text you, you want to text them back. And like I would text her and she would give me like a one-word answer and then just never talk to me again until the next rehearsal. And so like I didn't know how she felt. Like even Merle and I would have conversations on stream, and she'd ask me how things were going. I'm like, yeah, she still doesn't know I exist. And so like it was really strange. So I was like, I'm gonna take the shot. But the reason I took the shot, and I told this story before, was because the props girl in the show, we had somebody that came in to help with props, took her shot with me. But she took her shot with me after I yelled at her. Like I full blown like lost my cool on her, and I didn't like physically like bah! It wasn't like that. But I lost my cool with her because she was really awkward. I'm pretty sure she was on the spectrum too. But she has a few more support needs than I do. And she would try to talk to me, but it was always really, really awkward because like we'd be in a group and we'd all be talking. She'd kind of like waddle in and start talking with us. But she would start asking me questions that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Like we would literally be saying, okay, so when we go on stage today, you have to remember that you're going to need this and this prop. And she'd walk up and she'd be like, so what's your favorite cake? And I'd be like, I don't know, cheesecake. And I continue and she'd be like, so cats, are they cool? It's like, we're having a conversation about the show. What do you like? We're all here talking together. I'm not just sitting here quietly. We're in the middle of a conversation. And she would interrupt to ask these questions. And then she did the really cringy thing that nice guys beard necks do. She came up and she's like, can I have a hug? And I was just like, no. She's like, please, just a hug. And I was like, no. And then I walked away. It was really awkward. Where I lost my cool with her is multiple times she would ask me questions about her job. And as the actor, I have my own set of things I have to worry about. And when it comes to props, I have my own props to worry about. I can't be worried about what other people are using or what the props person has to do with their props. And I'm not saying like I'm better than them and whatever. It's just I've got my own set of props I have to be concerned about that are on both sides of the stage. I can't be worried about what she has to do with her props for everybody else. And so, not to mention my lines, my choreography, all that stuff. And so she would ask me about other people's props. Like she'd come up and she'd be like, so what do I do with this? I'm like, I don't know. I've never used that prop. How am I supposed to know? Or she'd come up and she'd be like, why are you changing your costume? I'm like, because I'm supposed to. Like, why are you worried about my costume? You're not the costume person. And so she was already kind of annoying that way. But where I lost my final, like, what was the final straw was there was a handkerchief I had to use because Kendra, my girlfriend, had to gag me in the show to shut me up. And every night they would take the gag and they would wash it because obviously they're putting it in my mouth. There's going to be spit in it because I'm trying to talk through it. And they want to make sure that I don't end up with somebody else's gag because there was another actor that was doing the same role as me on opposite nights. And I didn't want to end up with his dirty gag in my mouth. And he didn't want to end up with my dirty gag in his mouth. And so they would wash him every night. Well, one of my gags got lost. And she was asking me where it was. And I was like, honestly, I have no idea. Be like, I have no clue. I left it upstairs. I don't know. The second to final night, I was not the guy on stage. I was not the lead actor that night. And she was asking me where his gag was. And I was like, I wasn't on stage. She goes, yeah, but where's the gag? I was like, I don't know. I didn't use it. I wasn't on stage for any of that. And so like at that point I was like, look, you need to worry about your own props and what you're supposed to be doing, but don't ask me for his props. I have no idea. And then I walked away. That night I got a message from her. This was the night before closing night. So I still have to work with her one more night. That night I got an email from her saying that she thought I was a really interesting guy. She knows that I like video because I filmed the footage that we used in the show, like these dream sequences. And she knew that I was a film guy and she would like to pick my brain about my social media and film because she would really like to get to know me. Now at this point, sorry, I'm telling this whole story for everybody who's heard it already. You've already heard it, but for ETHmaker, not even where my hug at, because at least that sounds cool. It was just an awkward, can I have a hug? I was just like, no. What kind of show? It was a musical. The King. How are you? The King. Ian, how's it going, man? How are you? Ian was the opposite. He was the one that was saying that he had the gag and then she didn't know where it was and she was asking me about it. Ian's on TikTok right now. And he's the one that had his own gag and I didn't want to use it. And I had my own gag and he didn't want to use mine. And so that was the whole thing. But anyway, so she sends me an email saying this. And at this point, a bunch of people thought I was sleeping with one of the two women. One of them being my best friend. She's married, has a kid and everything. And the other one being Kendra, my girlfriend now. I wasn't sleeping with either of them. I wasn't dating either of them. We'd never kissed, never fooled around, nothing. We were just friends, but people suspected that something was going on because we were so close. So knowing that Catherine is one of my best friends, and I know Kendra would kind of take the bullet for me, even though she would pick on me for it. All I said was, that's really, really sweet. I'm really flattered. But I'm involved with K. I left it at K because Catherine starts with K. Kendra starts with K. I also had another friend named Katie who starts with K in the show. So I was like, that leaves it vague enough that I never said what's going on. And I was like, I'm involved with K, and I thought you knew. And I just wouldn't really be comfortable hanging out with another woman on my own. And she responded back by telling me that she wasn't asking me out. She doesn't know where I got that idea. And that all she wanted to do was just understand more about film, and she just wanted to network, and that wasn't her intention to ask me out. But then ended it with, P.S. just because I'm not in the cast, it doesn't mean I'm not worth it. Which kind of negated the whole thing of it not being her asking me out, because if she wasn't asking me out, why would it matter if I had suggested that she wasn't good enough because she wasn't in the cast? Because that insinuates that I'm saying she's not good enough to date, but that's not what I said. I just said I'm involved with somebody else and I don't feel comfortable hanging out with another woman. So I show Kendra and Catherine, and Kendra, says she'll take the bullet. So she gets like all flirty backstage when we're around this other person. This other person then goes and adds me to Facebook, and it was just like at that point I had to block her and everything because it's like, no, I can't. This woman doesn't take no for an answer. But the whole reason I'm telling this story is this woman took the risk in asking me out and then still emailed me and still sent me a Facebook request. She took her shot when it wasn't even like we were friends or I was kind of flirty with her or I was kind of nice with her. There was a different props person. She was a stagehand backstage who she did give me a hug and we did chat all the time and we added each other to Facebook and if she would have asked me out, then I could have been like, okay, you know what? I kind of get it. We were being friendly and maybe she misunderstood. But this other person, there was nothing. There was no friendship. So if she took her shot, why the hell couldn't I take my shot? And so I did. So that's the only reason, ETHmaker, that I took my shot. But outside of that, no, I'm completely the same way. Talking to my crush, are you crazy? No way. No way, man. There's no way. I don't have a Kendra to save me. I mean, there's always multiple things you can say. Keith, if worse comes to worse. Yeah, there's multiple things you can say. There was somebody that I had gone on a couple of dates with, and I just wasn't feeling it. You can always just tell them you weren't feeling it. Simple as that. You could just tell them that you weren't interested. That's what I did. Now, this person got really mad at me for saying that, but I can hold my head up high because I was truthful. She instantly accused me of seeing somebody else, and I was like, no, I'm just not interested. You know, I'm just not. I don't mind being friends, but I'm just not romantically interested. And then didn't even go to that, so we kind of just stopped talking, which is fine for me. When I took my shot, what was the outcome? She said she would like to get to know me, and now we have been officially together for 6 months. In a few weeks, it'll be 7 months. And in August, we are going away on a family trip together. So I'm going with her family up north. So the turnout was good. It was absolutely worth it. Very, very scary moment, but very, very worth it for me. But yeah, so I'm very happy for you, Merle. Sorry, I blabbed on about that. I'm very happy for you, Merle. Very excited that you now have this crush no longer being a crush. She is now your girlfriend, which is so exciting, you know. As long as you save space for your Canadian lover boy, then it's okay. But yeah, so we're going to continue with The Walking Dead, everybody. We're going to play with this. I'm very excited. I am very interested in seeing where this goes and how the turnout is for this game. Jonesette, hello. How are you? Welcome, welcome. And we are near the end of The Walking Dead. I don't know how much is left. I'm assuming it's like a couple of hours. So hopefully it'll be exciting. We'll see. So let me launch this and then we'll get started. Now that I'm done blabbing for so long. Also, you're going to see, I'm going to split the cameras up for those on Twitch and YouTube. You already know, but TikTok, I am live on Twitch and YouTube. Right now, we're sharing one camera, but once I switch over to Twitch and YouTube, I actually use the camera over here for them, and then I use this camera for you. But I do have both chats up, so I do respond. It just depends on how busy each chat is. Sometimes TikTok is crazy, and Twitch and YouTube are dead, and so sometimes I'll miss the Twitch. Sorry, I'm trying not to burp. I'll miss the Twitch and YouTube chat because I'm watching TikTok. Vice versa also happens. Twitch and YouTube tend to be more busy than TikTok most of the time. So you may message and I may not see it, but it's not because I'm ignoring TikTok. It's because TikTok's app is stupid. The people who made this app have clearly never really spoken to streamers because they don't add the tools we actually need and they add stuff nobody wants. Like it shows every single time somebody opens up my stream. And it's really irritating because it's a constant movement right where the chat would be. And so your eye kind of just shuts it off, and then I just don't see the chat. And then I look over, and it, like 10 minutes ago, somebody had messaged, and they're gone. But I do watch both, so I am live on all three platforms, and hopefully it's not too distracting for everybody. But yeah, we're good. Let's do this. And hopefully we have sound. There is. It just seems a little quiet, but that's okay. All right. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm not excited for it to be over, but I'm excited. Oh, okay. I'm only on episode 2. I still have 2 more to go. So yeah, we're not gonna finish today because apparently each episode is roughly 2 hours. We're about halfway through episode 2, so we've got at least one other stream after today. So that's good. That's good. I don't know how loud it is. I hope it's okay. We'll find out in a second.
Brought you these. I noticed his shirt got messed up when, you know.
Where did you get those?
They were 10s back when he got here. Should be about AJ's size. How's he doing?
Better. His fever's down. Thank you for carrying him in.
The audio's messed up on my side. I don't know why.
No problem. So, we've got a greenhouse again. And bombs.
Mitch's idea.
I figured. Violet says we'll start getting this place ready in the morning.
Good.
They all seem okay with letting you stay. For now, anyway. While we get ready to fight.
Yeah, I'm glad. All I've wanted is for them to forgive us.
I said they're fine with you being here, at least till the raiders are gone. That doesn't mean they all like you again.
Everyone else is okay with us staying. What about you?
It's fine. Well, he gets better.
And after that?
I don't know, Clementine.
Clem?
Hey, kiddo. How do you feel?
Better. Still hurts.
I know.
Hi, Louis.
Hey, little dude.
I missed you. Are we
It
friends
sounds
again?
like it's doubled for you too, right? Okay, hold on.
Just gets...
I don't know why it's sounding that way, because it shouldn't. But yeah, it does sound weird. Yeah, because like it's not loud on my side at all. Like my volume is actually turned up quite high, but but it sounds doubled on my side too. So I don't think it's coming through the microphone, but something is causing the audio to come through twice. And I'm not sure what it is. Something's really messed up in my audio because it was right from the beginning, it was messed up. Did that change anything? I don't know. The music's hard to tell.
some sleep,
No,
okay?
it still sounds weird. Ah, man, this is such a pain sometimes, you know? I'm gonna open up my stream so I can hear it, because I can hear what it sounds like on my speakers, but I can't tell what it sounds like for you guys. Okay.
Louis? I'm sorry that you're hurting and...
Yeah, it sounds metallic, which is really, really weird. Ultranite, nothing. I've literally just started, but I'm getting a weird glitch. For some reason, my audio sounds really weird. And I don't know why it sounds weird. Okay. So for some reason the audio was coming through even without my monitor that I was using. So I think that may have fixed it. Let me see real quick.
And, it's our fault.
It wasn't all you. Marlon,
Okay, it's working. I just can't control the volume right now. So hopefully it's okay. But yeah, it's working. It's just, yeah, it's just something that I don't know what is happening, but the audio seems to be okay. But yeah, Ultranite, you didn't miss anything. I'm just starting it now.
forget it. I should go.
I'm not mad at him anymore. Are you? He helped carry me, and he was by my bunk when Ruby gave me stuff.
I'll get over it.
It's okay if you're mad to feel that way.
You're right. Let's get a look at the shirts Louis brought you. Then we'll sleep. It's been a long day.
Yeah. James was nice, but I don't like sleeping on the ground.
Me neither.
Hopefully the volume's okay. Disco broccoli.
How about this one?
Looks like Tin's boots.
Oh yeah, I think it's the same character.
Cool.
Oh, I'm not even getting alert sounds. Fran, thank you so much for the follow.
Hey, look! It's Disco Broccoli and his friend. I wish you could have seen this cartoon.
Me too.
He looked excited about that.
This one will work.
Hey, Preston, how's it going, man?
Better, okay?
Yeah,
Time for sleep.
I can't sleep with a light.
I'll blow it out in a second. Wonder how long it'll last. Nice.
Just like an old rotted skull. Nice. Decorations. Guess that's all the decoration I had. All right.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Don't let a walker bite.
And if it tries,
Bang.
I agree. I agree, Clementine. That's a little, wow. I have played Red Dead Redemption 2. I haven't beaten it. It's a little bit too slow for me. I do like it, but the way my life is, I can't really sit and play very slow games, and Red Dead is incredibly slow between the really interesting action parts. And so when I sit and I only have 20 minutes to play, and it takes 20 minutes to get to your objective, I just can't stick to it. So I've played it. I thought it was good. It's just, it doesn't fit my life. So I've never really gotten that far. I think the furthest I've gotten is like the girlfriend being there and you go and save her brother from the cult. That's pretty much as far as I've gotten. Okay. Yeah, like I've tried a lot, Preston. I think the one playthrough I put in like 5 or 6 hours, and it's just way too boring for me. And not boring as in like the whole game is boring, but boring as in like when I'm sitting, I don't want to spend half the time just traveling because I don't have a lot of time to play. And I tried doing it on stream and nobody watched, so it's just not... It's not something I'm even, like, curious about, really.
where are you?
Court, I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. We're only on the second episode. And so I'm really excited to see what happens. What? So far, season 1 has been my favorite. Season 3 was my favorite right after that. Then season 2, and I'm only on the second episode here, so I can't say this one yet. Like, I can't rank this one yet, but everything I've heard is this one is, like, on par with season 1, so I'm very excited.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah, Preston, and, like, that's the one saving grace for Grand Theft. Grand Theft also has very long travel between checkpoints and stuff, but because you're driving a car and there's usually like car chases and cops and stuff, there's always some excitement going on. Whereas like riding a horse for 10 minutes, if you hold A, it's gonna take you 20 minutes. If you want to get there in 10 minutes, you gotta tap the whole time. So it's like, it's not fun. The traveling, I mean.
Hey, Jay.
You were having a nightmare. Same one you used to have all the time. about what happened at the ranch.
I'll be okay. Just give me a minute. Hey, what do you have there?
It felt very accurate to a nightmare, though. Nightmares are always
Have a
so
bad
weird.
dream too? You've been having them a lot lately.
I feel safer like this, not sleeping. I want to stay up forever. I probably could. Like 18 days, if I tried hard.
We're safe here, AJ.
It doesn't feel like it.
You used to think so? Here, let me help you back to bed.
No. You don't have to keep checking on me. You always say, be tough. So I am. You say, be strong. And I will. All the time.
You're the toughest boy I know. Probably the toughest boy in the whole world.
Not as tough as you.
Well, no one's as tough as me.
I'm sorry you had to do all the hard work. To atone me. I'm gonna help you more, so you don't have to do everything.
Where are you going?
On patrol.
Patrol.
For danger. Bad people. Monsters. Whatever you have nightmares about.
What if you stayed here instead? If you go back to sleep, I'll stay awake and make sure no more bad dreams come.
You can't do that. You're not magic.
How do you know? Maybe I have magic and never told you.
No, you don't.
What is it?
Could I maybe sleep in your bed? Like I did when I was little?
Yeah, come on up.
I'm not scared, just tired.
Makes sense to me. Think you need that?
This poor kid, man. That deep trauma.
AJ,
What?
you're still little.
Yeah, I know.
That's it's so heartbreaking, man. Hello, Sylvie.
You ready to work today, kiddo?
Bad dreams always make me more tired.
Me too.
I slept better in your bed. It's my turn to be lookout.
The first time I played it, yes, Eth. A little bit different on stream. I know people are watching me, so crying doesn't happen as often.
It's important.
God damn it, Lewis. Take this seriously for once in your life.
I've been taking this seriously for fucking days. Almost 2 weeks.
So has everyone. Get over yourself.
Hey,
That is true.
I thought Lily and Abel would show up days ago. I wonder why they're holding off.
Don't know. All I wanted was more time to prepare, but now this waiting
I should
sucks and everyone's on edge.
Need my help?
Yeah, actually. Could you check on everyone and make sure they're doing shit right?
Sure, I'm on it.
Thanks, Clem. I should go board up the back hallway, since Lewis isn't gonna do it.
nothing left we can use. Wonder if they ever tried to rebuild it after it burned down. What are you doing down there, Rosie? Come here, girl. Good girl. What did Marlon used to do?
I'm doing okay, Sylvie. I'm tired. Really tired today. Rosie is scary. I don't mind dogs. I like dogs.
Martin,
I'm not responsible enough for dogs, but
everyone.
Rosie is scary.
Hey, what are you doing?
Test. Gotta see if the bomb will go off. This little thing won't kill anybody. Just gotta see if it'll light.
Yeah, it better. Our whole plan rests on that little thing. If they get in, I'll need you to set the bomb off while I distract them.
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, something like that.
I read that on one of those stupid inspirational posters. School used to have them everywhere. As soon as things went to shit, I tore them all down. Stupid shit. Could you? My hand's all fucked up from messing with it all day. Stand back. Fucking shit. If it doesn't work. Fucking shit!
I'm sure you'll get it. Keep trying.
It's not like I got all the time in the world to play scientist and figure this shit out. I'll figure it out. I just need more time. Alone time. To think.
I get it. I'll leave you alone.
Thanks, though. For helping.
I mean, did we really help? We didn't do anything. We just questioned. Thank you for all the likes. That's crazy. That is crazy. Thank you. Sleep right now? No. I'm probably gonna make it a shorter stream if I'm gonna continue being this tired, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get into the game and I'll wake up more. But right now I'm pretty sleepy.
Still wouldn't want to pledge to that. Place looks ready for a war.
Yeah, they really upgraded the graphics in this, which is like it's done really well.
Pretty clear message.
Preston showed me a video about like what happened with Telltale, and they talked about the graphics, and it's even more impressive when you think about when this game was being released, they like reduced the team, so it was actually fewer people working on this than in the last season, yet it looks better than all the other seasons. So
Do you think Sophie
quite
and Minnie
impressive.
might be with them when they get here?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm doing watch, Clem, for danger.
Like patrol?
No, Clem. Lookout's totally different than patrol.
How so?
You don't walk.
Oh, right.
Duh, Clem. Jeez, didn't you know that already?
Well, no one's coming over those.
Clem's a beast, just flipping tables over like no big deal. You ever move one of those picnic tables? They're heavy. Alright, I think that's everybody except for Lewis. I was just trying to hold off Lewis till the very end. really suck, dude.
Shit.
What's going on?
In a few weeks, or days, or hours, the raiders will be here. Burn down our place and steal or kill us. And then it won't matter how much I sucked at this.
The raiders aren't gonna burn anything or steal anybody. We'll stop it.
You sound like Marlon. I mean, not about fighting, but when he was trying to cheer us all up. For years, I sat around making stupid jokes, playing stupid games, while my best friend was left with all the responsibility, all the tough calls, all the sleepless nights, and eventually, a bullet in the head. And I didn't do a damn thing about it. And then when you tried to tell us what he was really like, and AJ shot him, I blamed you. Both of you. If I could take it back, I would. I knew that the day you got back. I still do.
AJ killed him. I didn't stop it.
He was my best friend, almost like my brother, but the things he did, they were fucked up. I'll never be glad he died. But I understand why AJ thought it was the right thing to do. Here, you take it.
Are you sure? I mean, it's Marlon's.
Yeah, it was. And he used it to defend the school before he stopped. Go ahead. Try it.
2,000 likes,
In
jeez.
that direction, please. And
There
just
was
so you know,
a
I'm totally laughing out loud when you miss.
There was a video I watched. It was a documentary about like some of the last indigenous tribes in the Amazon. And it was one that still practiced all their indigenous things and still lived in their indigenous lifestyle, but had connections with like the modern world. And one of the things that they brought up in this documentary was, one, how different their feet looked, because most of us have feet that are like closed-toed and theirs were way more spread open, and it has to do with that's how your feet naturally should be. But then he also talked about like, just look at how these people look. And like the boys and the men had full like six packs. Like they were ripped. They were thin and ripped, but they were ripped because they walk around all day long. They do the physical hunting and building, and like they're always doing stuff. And they were just talking about how they have bodies that people go to the gym for every day, and they don't do any kind of exercise for the sake of exercising. They're just living their everyday life. So yeah, people would be physically pretty strong. They would obviously have other weaknesses because they're not able to eat as much and they can't have as many stores in their body. But yeah, they would probably be a lot leaner and stronger in this kind of world. They would probably mentally be a lot weaker than we are. They would be stronger depending on the aspect that you take. Like they'd be able to handle more gruesome and shocking things because they would see them on a regular basis. But they would be weaker because they would always be in defense. They would always be traumatized. They would always be dealing with that kind of stuff, which means they would be easily triggered, versus now where people can kind of take time to like consider other people's opinions and other people's perspectives. The amount has changed from when we first met. It's crazy. Yeah, it's true, Ultranite. It's true. I don't know, Jonesette. I don't know. Because although likes are interesting, TikTok probably doesn't do much to help if you get a bunch of likes.
Damn. Remind me to never piss you off while I'm standing at
How
a
was that
moderate distance with a big red circle painted
an
on my
award?
chest. You want to come back and practice more? Just let me know. Okay?
You never
Sounds
missed.
good.
But there was zero
And Clem,
difficulty in that.
for all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, drawing a bow is incredibly hard. I've only ever done it a few times when I was really young. Yeah, it's incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard to aim in general. And to like draw it with enough power to do anything. Yeah, it's a little bit too easy here. A little bit too easy. Oh, there she is. I was like, where'd she go?
Back hallway's secure. How is everyone? Okay, or, you know, a total fucking mess.
Well, honestly, it's not perfect, but they're trying.
Yeah,
they're doing
Clem is built
everything
different.
they can.
Trying isn't gonna stop them from getting kidnapped. Trying isn't going to stop these raiders from burning down our fucking home. Jesus, Clem. They stopped giving out participation trophies when walkers started eating people.
Because you're boring and your idea is stupid.
Oh, I'm being stupid? You're the one who can't think straight. If you could hear yourself...
Guys, what the fuck? Violet told us to work on the traps together, but a sim won't listen to anything I say.
That doesn't mean you have to scream at each other.
Stay out of this. I have an idea for duffel bags filled with bricks. We drop them on the raiders if they get to the admin building. Willie here wants to use a giant, idiotic swinging log to take out one raider at most. It's completely stupid.
You're stupid.
You're...
What should we do? I see benefits to both. I see major drawbacks to each. Because the bags, although you can do multiples, the odds of hitting somebody are going to be very slim. They have to be standing in the perfect position for it to actually work. The logs, on the other hand, is going to be a much wider range of effectiveness, but it's a one-shot and go deal. I'm kind of leaning towards the brick bags, but the logs, more accuracy. I don't know. What do you think? People in chat, what would you do? I'm kind of leaning towards the... I don't know. For 1 second, I'm like, I'm leaning towards the bags because at least it's more tries, but I'm kind of leaning towards the logs because I know it would happen. Stacy, how's it going? This is The Walking Dead. You say bricks? Honestly, Ethmaker, I don't know. We haven't played it enough to really see what the choices do. There's been a couple of choices that really made a huge difference. Stacy, they're coming up with a plan to stop raiders, and the two options are: one wants us to fill duffel bags with bricks and drop them on people. That could potentially hit more people, but it's harder to hit them. Or the other person wants us to do one big log that swings and knocks people out, but it's a one shot and done. So there's a better chance to hit people, but you can only do it once. Renee says bricks. I'm kind of leaning towards bricks. I don't know. Maybe I'll do bricks. Stacy says bricks as well. All right, I'm gonna do bricks because I got 2 bricks. Let's go bricks.
Being childish.
I'm not. I'm trying to help.
Sim is right. We should use his brick trap. It sounds more practical.
Mine's practical too.
No, it isn't. It's exactly the kind of thing a child would think of. Especially a child who has no idea what he's up
Okay, but
against.
defend the kid. Tell him. Oof.
What the shit?
Dude, you okay?
Yeah, fine. Shit!
Christ.
He didn't have to
Well, I'll
bully
kill
him
each
like
other
that.
before the raiders even get a fucking chance.
All right, what we need is something to break the tension. Hey, buddy, how's it hanging?
Dude, fuck
Shriveled
off.
and inside your
Sulking in
gut.
the corner isn't gonna help us fight off the raiders, or turn that frown upside down.
You get more annoying every day.
Regardless, I've come up with a plan to make everybody feel better. And that plan is a game.
Come on, we gotta play.
Okay, I'm coming.
Oh, we haven't played a game in weeks, since that night with Marlon.
I mean, if you want to go ask Ruby to come play, I don't mind waiting.
Shut up, dude! I swear to God.
You've got a crush on Ruby?
What are we playing?
Truth or dare?
You don't use cards in Truth or Dare.
You do in this version. Everyone draws. Highest card gets to ask, lowest card has to answer.
This should be good. Let's see. Truth. Marry, fuck, kill.
Bye.
Fine. Marry, flip, kill. Could be a Sim or James, that guy who saved you.
Oh my god.
You gotta answer. Them's the rules.
Let's see. I would marry... James.
He sounds mysterious.
Funny. You pronounce horrifying differently than I do.
Didn't you say he wore skin? Like, human skin? Whatever makes you happy, Clem.
He
I would,
was peaceful.
Flip.
Flip, flip, flip.
Flip.
A sim is just a jerk, so...
Ruby.
Sorry. I was just imagining her glare while Clem propositions her. What? You sure that's a good idea? What's wrong with you?
She picked. Ruby gets a flip.
So that means you're killing...
This is amazing.
A Sim!
Oh, thank God.
What? You'd rather die than marry or flip Clem.
No. I didn't mean it like that.
This is great. We're laughing, we're bonding. It's a nice break from thinking about homicidal assholes sneaking into our homes to kidnap us.
Not if you bring it up.
On to round 2.
Yeah, Sim is a jerk, so I would never want to do anything with him.
I win.
And poor Sim loses.
I think the game made it
Definitely
open
a
so
dare.
she can be.
Okay. Do your worst.
You have to ask Ruby for a kiss.
Seriously?
Heck
Most
yeah.
legitimate of dares.
Heck yeah. Come on, Sim. Ooh. That was worth it.
I can't breathe.
That was worth it. That was worth it.
Well, I think we all learned something about our good friend Sim today. Mainly that he has no romantic charm whatsoever.
Shut up.
He's
Good
as smooth
job,
as
y'all.
sandpaper.
It's time for round 3. I got it. We've been pretty hard on poor Sim here, teasing him about sweet Ruby. Seems only fair we mercilessly tease someone else about unrequited love. So, Clem. Anyone here you like?
Seriously? Like? What are you, 6?
7, thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah. I've definitely got feelings for someone.
Oh, who is it?
Nope, not telling.
I would... At first, I would have said...
Sim.
What's his name? The guy with the leather coat?
And the loser is...
But he's been kind of a jerk.
What's something you've never told anyone because you were afraid they'd make fun of you?
You got this.
I think walkers won't always be around. They'll go away someday. 'Cause the world goes in cycles, right? Ice Age, Stone Age, some other ages.
Like
So
as a
it's
grown-up
like
is
that.
crazy.
This age will end. And another one will start.
An age without walkers. Like it used to be.
It'll be better.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Why is everyone looking at me like that?
That's really beautiful. I never thought
Lewis
of it
is
that
cool,
way.
but he's a little bit of a...
What's wrong, AJ?
I just
fickle
don't
person.
know what it's
You know what I
like.
mean?
All of you do, but I don't. I don't remember a time before monsters.
You know what, little dude? It's okay that you don't. Believe me, the world before this one was pretty shitty. And that feels like a good place to call it.
We should finish up our work anyway. It's getting dark. You're on lookout?
Yep. Clementine's got it after me.
Can I come?
Of course you can, little guy.
They've never said. Eve Maker, they've never messaged. Or they never messaged. They never said
Hey.
what happened to his face.
You maybe want to help me with the brick trap?
Yeah, I got some ideas.
Cool. I'm sure they'll help.
Sorry I punched you.
It's okay. It's a pretty good punch.
I'm headed to the bell tower. I want to check out our defenses on the back wall before bed.
Do you need help?
Sure, if you want.
You could always help me instead. I am on piano duty. What? I gotta get in some practice before one of you decides to chop it into firewood. I've got a project I want to try, but I need a second person.
I think survival's a bit more important than goofing off with the piano. Although I was a keyboardist and I do enjoy goofing off on the piano. Get out of my head, Preston. How did you know that was my plan all along? I've never dated a blonde, so this would be a new experiment for me.
So, we're checking the walls?
Yep, from up there. That's the best view. You ready for a climb?
We're gonna get all hot and sweaty before we even get there.
Looks a little dangerous.
What's more dangerous than walkers? Or that death trap you called a car?
Okay, fair.
Come on, you're not chicken, right?
No.
Now I'm thinking about chicken nuggets. Do you remember those?
Oh, chicken
Not really.
nuggets.
I do. We always got them on Sunday.
This is romantic.
There was no time for Grandma to cook.
Never heard of
for
the
church
climb.
and Bible studies, so fast food. Damn, I'd give an eyeball for a chicken nugget right now.
Yeah, chicken nuggets last night. Man, I want some chicken nuggets now. I'm hungry.
Barbed wire, traps, weapons. It's everything we planned.
You made it happen. We couldn't have done it without you. You've got lookout duty tonight, right?
Yep, me and AJ.
Do you have time to hang out first?
Heck yeah.
Sure.
This is it. This is the moment. My day has been okay. I just woke up a little while ago, so I'm feeling pretty groggy. My weekend was good.
Sometimes I need the quiet, just to get away for a while.
She keeps looking over at us.
Clem,
Yeah?
I know you came back for medicine, for AJ, but after that, you could have just left. Avoided all the bullshit with the Raiders. Why didn't you? Sorry, I know that puts you on the spot.
Why would I go anywhere else if
Yes! Yes! Come on!
I'm glad.
Yes!
Do you know any constellations?
Nope. You?
I learned some in school, but can't remember them.
Let's make
All the
some
other
up.
dudes with Clem have been
Come
kind
over
of
here. You can
stupid.
sit down at that volunteer death.
But she's shown she's real, so I'm down. I'm
If I
down.
remember right, everyone's born under a special sign, right? It determines your personality.
That's astrology, not astronomy.
Whatever, let's just make up our own. Rules, signs, what it says about you. It's not like anyone remembers the old way. Okay, let's do it. There! See? It's a fish.
Fish.
Right. Now it needs a personality.
Bright, pretty, good with
It
other
seems like a
people, always moving,
J
tons
Games.
of energy. Sounds like anyone we know. The energy.
Hold on, I didn't. Hold on, I wasn't listening. I was too busy talking. I didn't see what the constellation's supposed to be. Seems like a J. Bright, pretty, good with other people.
The one is easy.
Yeah, that sounds like you.
Weren't you listening? I said good with other people.
Well, maybe not that part.
I'll try to take the rest as a compliment.
I spy with my eye a knife. See it?
Totally
Right
flirting the whole
there.
time. Just don't ask for a
Above
hug.
your head.
Yeah, they're all above my head.
Awesome. This one's easy. Smart, clean, vicious, dependable. Someone you want with you in a fight. Doesn't take crap from anyone. Gets shit done.
That's mine, definitely.
Yeah, that's a good one for you. Wish everyone would have seen all that sooner. Okay, one more time. I found a bird.
Like a sword, I know, right?
No, a starbird. Right there.
Starbird. I like that. The sound of that. What? Oh, it tells me where to pick. Oh, I thought I could like design my own bird based on those. Never mind. I'm trying to be all creative here.
A bird is free. It could go anywhere it wanted to. Up and up and up and never come back. Go south, east, west, doesn't matter. You could fly straight into a sunset and see where it ends.
You wish it was you, don't you?
Sometimes, when it all feels so heavy down here, I can't help but wonder
Right? It would be really cool if
what
you
it'd
could
be
create
like
your
to
own
be
thing.
weightless.
Like making your own designs.
Sorry, I didn't mean to just talk so much. It's just I've watched people leave before. Family, friends. They never come back. But you did. And now I can't imagine what it would be like if you weren't here.
Here we go. We're doing it.
That sounds so much
Come on,
dumber
do
when I
it.
say it out loud.
I hope we're more than friends.
Come on.
And I want...
Don't turn us down. Kiss her. Yes, kiss her. Do it. Do it. Don't turn us down. Don't turn us down.
Holy shit.
That's romantic.
I mean, holy shit.
Oh, that reminds me of me and Kendra. I love it. Can I say hi, Clem? Yes, I can. Hello, Clem.
Shit sticks. Probably time for your lookout shift. Ready?
Yeah.
Clem's got some smooth moves, man. Clem needs to be my wing girl, because she is smooth.
The Raiders. That guy. He's gonna be with them.
Abel. Yeah. Your bad dreams. They're all about him, aren't they?
Yeah. I fucking really hate that fucking dickhead shit fuck.
Whoa, that's a little much, don't you think?
Well, I do.
I like AJ.
Try thinking about something else. Count the monsters you see.
I like AJ.
Same number as before. 3, 4.
AJ, it's okay if Abel frightens you. You know how to control that.
There's 10 monsters out there. He doesn't frighten me. But when he comes here, I call dibs. I'm the one that kills him.
AJ, I don't like the way you're talking. Killing is never easy or fun or to be treated so casually.
Exactly.
Is it because I'm trying to be good because of Marlon?
It's just because you should never think about killing like that.
There's 12 of them now. But what if we played rock, paper, scissors? If I win, you change your mind, and I get dibs on Abel. I can take him, Clem. Please.
No.
AJ, I said no.
He's gonna do it anyway.
You
But
won't always be able to tell me no.
What did you just say?
Nothing. I didn't mean it. Clem, I see something.
Not a walker?
Here, you look too.
right there. What is that? It's like a bomb or something. And there's a dude with it. Do you not see it? Right there.
That's not a walker.
Multiple dudes.
Good job, AJ. Come on, we have to tell the others.
They finally show up?
Yeah.
Stay safe, okay?
We're ready.
They've got at least 4 more people, all carrying guns. And carts, probably to carry people away.
Oh no. Assholes.
I can't believe they're really here. If they get inside, I'll keep them focused on me. That should give Willie and Mitch time to set up the bomb.
I'll set it under those carts. It'll work. I promise.
If they manage to get in, we fall back.
To the admin building.
Exactly. Right into our traps.
They're in for a rude fucking surprise. Those duffel bags will break bones. Easy.
So, any final words of wisdom?
Oh boy, I'm not good at this.
You've faced them and won, after all. Well, sort of.
Lewis, shut it.
No matter what happens, look out.
Oh no!
Shit! Fuck! Shit!
You didn't look out, so you didn't listen to my speech.
Now! Omar!
I got him.
AJ, hide!
Said look out.
I know you're in there. 11-5.
No! Open up, kid! It doesn't have to get any uglier!
My bow!
Go! Go. I'll be alright. You don't have much time. Go!
I pushed W instead of E. I don't know if that worked. How's a one-handed guy shooting guns? Especially a gun that big. You know the recoil that thing would have?
It's okay. Just try not to move or make noise.
The fuck is all this?
Focus. They're just scarecrows.
Guess they took us seriously.
Spread out.
Oh yeah, J Games. I know what you're talking about.
Lily! Move, and I'll shoot!
You won't get the chance!
Where's our new recruits? They're not yours!
Search the yard.
Lord, how's it going? Welcome. How are you?
If Clementine moves, shoot her. We'll find them, Clementine, and then we'll take them. And you. And your...
I don't think you want to kill me. Just like you didn't want to in the woods.
Shut up!
Should have just killed her.
You can't fucking do it, can you?
You've changed.
I grew up.
I can see that. God, you are just like him. Lee would have been heartbroken knowing he taught you all the wrong things. That the sweet little girl he protected turned out like this.
You're right, Lily. I am just like him. And if he saw me now, he'd be proud of who I am.
Damn right.
Because you pick fights you can't win? Right. I'm sure that made all his sacrifices worth it.
We picked this fight? How did we pick this fight? How did we do that?
Get out!
If you won't help me find the others, I'll find someone who will. We've recruited from this school before. Minnie wanted to come along tonight to tell you how well she's adjusted to her life, how happy she is. She said she had a girlfriend back here. Friends she missed. One guy who could always make her laugh no matter what. And her little brother. She missed him the most.
Oh, come on.
Shit.
Where are they?
Let me take you to them.
I can't. I just want them back. Please.
Don't listen to her, Ten. You know she's lying. She stole your sisters. She took them away from you. From their home.
This is intense. Sorry, everybody. I'm paying attention here. Oh!
God damn it! Mitch! Mitch! No!
Ooh, I didn't see that coming. And she continues.
Kill who you have to. Take the rest.
Holy crap. Just a break an arrow in his leg. Are you crazy? You did, Almighty Viking. You did. How are you? And an Assassin's Creed Magic Gathering kit. That sounds interesting. I don't play Magic, so. And I don't play Assassin's Creed, so. Oh. Can't just be one. Was it just one? Was it really just one? Dude, you guys only set one up?
Fucking pointless. I told Lily you wouldn't cooperate.
I've been good, Viking. I've been good.
Lock it.
Oh.
Your friend Lily ain't around this time, so we'll have a nice little chat. You and me. Alone. Ah, fucking bitch!
I can't. Stay back. Oh.
alive? Well, bet a lot of folks died to get you here.
In the foot. Oh. Oh. Oh, ouch.
Shit. This should be easy.
You won't kill me. I know you won't.
Why?
We were like family once. You won't hurt family.
I should have expected Lewis to do that, but very surprised he did that. Yes! I mean, we're only in chapter 2, so we know that this isn't the end of the story, so obviously they're gonna get away. I just hope it's as minimal as possible with, like, loss. One, Violet's our girlfriend. But two, Violet's more badass than Lewis is, so he'll be less useful than she will. And they took a sim. Yeah, it was. It's not that they didn't plan to. People assumed they weren't going to because Telltale shut down. But Telltale never really said that this was going to be the end. It was just that's probably what's going to happen. That was close. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. So dumb. So dumb. But yeah, they were going out of business and they were shut down and everybody's like, what's going to happen to the rest? So it wasn't that it was planned to be the ending, is nobody knew what was going to be the ending because Telltale wasn't saying anything. That was so much easier that time. I'm making sniper shots from like miles away. Oops. Wonder if there's a thing for not missing any shots. That's a really dumb award. Protected my turf, but if I didn't protect my turf, we would have lost. So there was no choice but to protect my turf. I don't get it.
Clem, I'm sorry for trusting her.
You're a child. Of course it's fine. So far, I really like this season. It's way more harsh
They took them.
than the other seasons were.
Sim and Omar and... God damn it, Lewis.
I know.
And
They're
Clem
going after them.
makes way more sense in this than in season 2.
If we knew where to look, I'd smash down their walls myself. But we don't.
Well, we've got someone who does.
Yeah, Nagy, I really liked the third one. I know a lot of people didn't like the third one. I actually, so far, it's my favorite, second favorite. But I haven't beaten this, so I can't say this was my favorite yet. Hopefully I can. I'm really excited to see that.
Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines where the sun never shines. We'll shiver.
It's gonna be our slave now. Who cares if he was impressed or not? Lewis felt discarded when we chose Violet over him. Like he discarded us? That's okay. She was exhilarated. Yes. I like to know that. They should have kept Luke alive in season 2. I wonder why. Yeah, and I thought season 3 was actually pretty decent. It was definitely better than season 2. I didn't like season 2 at all. That's a lie. I liked season 2. I didn't like Clem in season 2 at all, and the way they tried to force her to be the hero. Here it makes way more sense because they're all around her age. So her making decisions and people respecting her choices makes more sense when they're all her age. But when she's 11 years old and a bunch of grown-ass adults are choosing her to make decisions, it's just stupid. Oh, there was a third one I didn't get? Another flower? Oh, well. Mitch was irritated when you got him stabbed in the neck. Alright, here we go.
Previously on The Walking Dead. While searching for a place to call home, AJ and I found an old boarding school run by kids deep in the forest. Their leader was a guy named Marlon, and AJ pulled the trigger.
I thought the plot for number 2 was okay. It just made no sense with Clementine being the star.
The other kids agreed. They voted to kick us out. I thought we'd never return. Then, AJ and I were attacked by Abel, one of the raiders Marlon.
Is the music not supposed to be playing here?
He was with someone I thought I'd never see again. Lily. We were almost eaten by walkers when suddenly One of them spoke to me. His
You know
name
what,
was
Nagy? That
James,
would have been a really
an
good idea. Let you play as
ex-whisperer who
Kenny.
didn't believe in killing walkers. He helped me treat
Like,
AJ,
start off with
but
Clem,
without real
and then
medicine,
take over as
he
Kenny for the
wouldn't
rest
make
of it. That would have made way more sense.
The kids didn't turn away the sad sight of AJ and let us back inside. After I told them how we could defend the school against the raiders, they were willing to let us stay, at least until the fight. I decided to help Violet in the bell tower. We looked at the stars together, and I admitted I had feelings for her. She felt the same way. Then the raiders finally came. They busted open our gates, but the kids stayed hidden as planned. Until 10 ran out of cover, hoping for a chance to learn about his missing sisters. The bomb went off, and attempting to save 10, Mitch threw himself at Lily and got a knife to the throat.
Why not Lewis? Because he instantly
He
turned his
only
back
second
on
to
us.
decide. I fired
And he's an irresponsible
and saved
jerk.
Violet.
He's a nice
We
guy,
got
but
away
he's
with
more
3 of our
busy
friends,
goofing off
and
than
we
actually
had
caring
no
about
idea
survival.
where they'd gone.
He relies on everybody else.
But we knew someone who did.
Yeah, Almighty Viking. Yeah, even in reverse it could have worked. The only reason I say not in reverse, because Kenny still being alive was a surprise. And yeah, Preston, wouldn't it be awesome? Kenny shows up and saves the day, kills Lily, gets revenge for his stolen RV. That would be really cool, Nagy. I mean, the comic is hand-drawn, right? So it would make sense.
At the start, I was so little, and Mitch looked after me. People said he was a dick sometimes, but he was always nice to me. Now he's gone. Stabbed in the eye by some asshole who never even knew his name.
Look, I promise you, Willie, the people who did this, we're going to hit them back. They're gonna regret ever coming near us.
If Mitch were here, he wouldn't cry. He'd find a way to get our friends back. Then he'd bash Lily's brains out with a rock.
Hey, AJ's waiting for you in the basement. We got Abel tied up tight. He's alive, but he's out cold.
Thanks.
We should bury Mitch. It's time.
I agree that AMC should get creative and do something
Get
like
away
that.
from him! You're the reason he's dead!
Willie!
Well, it's true! We had a plan, and that idiot messed it up!
Come on, Willie. None of this is Ten's fault. You know who's really to blame.
I can't believe you're defending him! This is bullshit!
10! I'll take care of this. Talk to Abel, find out where Lily took Lewis, Omar, and a sim. And Clem, don't be afraid to, you know, hurt him a little. Maybe you'll get more out of him than we did.
Just give me permission to torture. Why did it say Violet? The person who was concerned with like keeping the group together versus the dude who just wanted to goof off and play the piano? But Lewis got mad at us for everything and Violet didn't. I don't know what choices you made, but Violet didn't get mad at us for anything. Lewis got mad at us for everything. Like, Lewis quickly turned his back on us and wanted us out and wouldn't listen to any excuse, and Violet defended us the whole time. So maybe your choices made him that way, but in my run-through, all he's done is just been against us. Like, he's been really moody the whole time. The beginning, he was really friendly, and then instantly turned his back, and then immediately acted like nothing was wrong again. Whereas Violet the whole time was just cool. She was moody at the beginning, and then once she got to know us, she was cool, and then she defended us the whole time. Exactly, Ultra Knight. But yeah, back to Negi. I think that would be a really good idea. I saw a thing on YouTube. I don't know if it was actually like released by AMC or if it was just like somebody did it on YouTube. But they took the comic book and all they did was not even animated. They just like moved some of the images around so it looked like they were animated. And then they added voiceovers reading what was happening on screen. It was really interesting to watch. It would be really cool to see AMC do something like that. Because they could also do better things without it looking so fake. Because as Walking Dead has gone on, their budget has obviously not really kept up. And some of their special effects look really bad now. And with the hand-drawn thing, it would all just be within that world. So it would look really cool. I'd be really surprised.
Brody.
Well, I mean, I didn't kill his best friend. The kid did. But the kid also killed his best friend because this guy was blaming us for him getting rid of people and then killing somebody. So, I mean, again, I don't have any pity for Lewis for defending a murderer and somebody who gave up his friends to keep everybody safe without including anybody else in the plot and then blamed us for it all. And then Lewis, despite knowing the truth, still blamed us for it all. So Violet didn't do any of that. So, I mean, if you want toxic love, if you want unhealthy relationship, sure.
Got your gun back, huh?
Uh-huh.
Ready?
I don't know if I want the kid to see this. He wanted to kill him, so.
Wake him up.
Wake up, stupid shitting fuckhead.
Well, that ain't no way to wake an old man up from his afternoon nap. I was having a nice dream, too. About a girl I used to know from before. She also had me tied up, but I wasn't her prisoner, if you get my meaning. Got any water?
Drink.
You got good manners, Squirt.
You've had your water. Now it's time to talk.
It's the first time interrogating someone, isn't it? You let me dictate the agenda. Makes me think you're weak.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be, okay? I just want to know where Lily took my people.
It doesn't matter. As soon as she gets there, she's gonna turn around and come right back for me. You better give me the 5-star treatment. If I'm smiling when she gets here, you might be able to trade me for a little mercy.
Shut up.
Jesus! The fuck is wrong with you? That ain't 5-star.
Isn't that so typical? He's like, you're weak. You wouldn't do anything to me. Then you do something. He's like, what's wrong with you? You taunted me to do it, said I couldn't do it. When I did do it, you're mad at me for doing it.
Tell us where they took our friends, or she'll do it again.
Lily will never give him up. Only reason we came here was for more manpower.
Not yet, Ebony. Not yet.
Losing Jonathan and me 3 sprouts that can barely hold a gun? Even a dummy like me can do the math on that one.
Right, they tied him up with his arms behind his back while he's missing one arm.
You don't know what it's like out there. It's a bloodbath. One community against another. From Richmond to the coast. Back at the Delta, we're at war. With some really sick fucks who make me look like the Virgin Mary. We need people to fight it. Soldiers who do what we say. Point the guns the way we tell them to.
That's called kidnapping.
Give it whatever name you want. I call it survival.
What kind of place is this Delta if they use forced labor to defend it?
You think we like doing raids like this? Our home is under threat. It's a good home. Built to last. I do a lot to protect it. Maybe you can understand that.
And I do a lot to get my friends back. So stop wasting my time.
Okay. Front pocket. The answer to all your questions. Read it.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. What the fuck? Is this code?
No, it's fucking Leviticus. I was hoping it'd be some timely, moralistic shit about turning the other cheek. Well, come on. That thing isn't gonna light itself. Wanna know where your friends are? Smoke will clear my mind. Help me remember stuff. Like where Lily went. Now that is heavenly. Shit.
That's a lot of blood.
Oh, fuck. This is not good.
He's gonna die, isn't he?
Isn't that what you wanted?
I did, but...
You're gonna get your wish. When you pushed me off that balcony, something must have burst inside of me. Shit. I never wanted things to end like this. Everything. It all got out of hand. Now look at me. I'm a fucking mess.
Will he turn?
Call me the Rager, thank you for the follow.
My whole life, everything I ever got, I got with my own 2 hands and my will. For my body to turn on me.
I mean, he's dying, so he's gonna turn. I don't think he's actively turning.
Find Lily. Just promise. You won't let me turn. I'm begging you.
If you're honest with me, I'll put you out of your misery. You have my word.
Everybody on TikTok, I am live on Twitch and YouTube, but I do see the chat.
Miles west of here.
So I appreciate it for all the follows.
Friends are on the boat. You got what you wanted. Please.
Noe Martinez, Markoish, and user.
Please. I don't want to turn.
Let him turn. I would have, but the kid's watching. If the kid wasn't watching, I wouldn't.
Not that.
I would.
I want to let me keep my face.
Only because the kid is watching.
You don't need to watch this.
I want to.
That was dark,
At
man.
least he can't hurt anyone anymore.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't torture him. I gave him the smoke. I smacked his head once. But I gave him his smoke, I talked to him, and I gave him what he wanted. Yes, it's episode 3 of season 4. Man, oh man. That was intense. Also, I'm saying this on YouTube. TikTok can't hear me. Someone just spoiled the conclusion of the game on TikTok. So, I'm gonna keep playing just for the sake of it. I'm not saying it to them because I don't want to give that dickhead the satisfaction, but the whole thing just got spoiled for me. So, I'm pretty pissed off right now.
Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, Markosh, I muted on purpose.
Keep gambling, lots of moves and lots of rambling. Well, it's easier than just waiting around to die.
Am I playing the Michonne season? I don't know. Maybe. I have it. I don't know. I haven't really heard people say that they like it. I haven't heard anything bad about it, but it's not like people come in and go, oh, just wait till you play that one. I also have Wolf Among Us, so I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do once I'm done this season.
Once we find the boat, we'll look for a way to sneak on board.
Yeah, if 10 doesn't fuck it up this time.
It wasn't Tin's fault.
Yes, it was! Mitch died because he...
Say one more thing about Tin. I dare you. Guys, look.
Damn, what a badass. A little badass, man.
You see anything?
The beach, a boat, and a wood street in the water.
That's called a pier.
Pier.
Yeah, she does. I didn't even think of
Spread
that.
out and focus on those areas. Keep your heads low. You ever seen this boat before?
No. Marlin kept us confined to the safe zone. Pier leading up to the boat? It's our only way in and out.
Well, let's see what else is down there. The pier has plenty of cover on it. If we're careful, we can sneak in undetected.
That's gutsy, man. This isn't a video game. Can't just sneak in
A
easily.
few on deck, a couple others on the pier. Could be more inside.
Looks like they're well armed too.
Wait, I see Lewis.
Abel wasn't lying. This is it.
I don't see any obvious place to keep prisoners.
They're probably below deck. We should have asked Abel.
When he said on a boat, I didn't think it'd be this big.
If only we had
I
Kenny.
can see an entrance.
He would tell us how
I
to get
saw
through.
that too. It looks like there's a door at the other end.
There's a small opening at the top of those closed doorways. AJ and I know how to deal with those.
And graphically, this game is, like, they did a really good job, honestly.
There's no good cover leading up to the boat. We're gonna need one hell of a distraction.
Maybe if we could get walkers on the beach somehow.
I agree, Preston.
Maybe not as hard as you
I agree.
think.
This is more believable than all the adults asking an 11-year-old for help. But yeah, the whole Lord of the Flies thing is, especially this kid. This kid looks like he belongs in Lord of the Flies. Like he absolutely looks like he would be in Lord of the Flies. It's a little bit on the nose. So yeah.
Useful. Looks like building material, furniture.
I
Probably stuff from
yeah.
the train station.
The adults would kill the kids. Like as simple as that. The kids would be gone by now.
They're loading those rafts with
The
supplies.
all the damn Home Alone traps and everything. Like
Easy.
one of these kids thinks he's Macaulay Culkin.
Huh. Are those torches?
Maybe. Why?
And
use the
J
fire.
Games, yeah, I agree.
Sheet metal, wood, and quite a bit of it.
We should have that stuff.
Next thing you know, you're gonna see like a curly-haired man and a guy with a
They
little
have horses.
a toque. Yes, I'm Canadian.
Let me see. More torches. Setting the hay on fire would get their attention. Scare the horses too.
We could get on the boat easier that way.
If we cut those horses free, we could slow down anyone trying to chase us. We should get out of here before they spot us. We can talk through the plan once we're somewhere safe.
Next thing we do is put on the Christmas movie, pretending to shoot them. They'll believe it. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
What's the plan? Well, they've got guards posted on the pier and the boat. There's no way we can take them all at once. Our only hope is to distract them while we sneak on board.
We should burn their stuff.
That'd work. We could burn the supplies or the hay they keep for the horses.
Whatever we don't burn, we should take. Ruby would love to have the horses. But I'd rather steal those supplies. I could build traps. Weapons.
Burn the supplies. We'll take the horses and the hay if we can.
Ruby'd help with that. She's like a horse whisperer.
The fire will lure the raiders away from the boat, and we can sneak across the pier.
If anyone sees us, they'll shoot.
You remember that guy I told you about, James? He sent in walkers to save us from Lily and Abel. Maybe we could convince him to do it again. If we lead a big enough group of them onto the beach, we can blend in without being seen. Perfect.
What about after we get everyone home? I mean, the raiders will just come attack us again. What then?
Hide, quick!
I haven't made up my mind about the Lord of the Fly kid yet.
A raider. Has to be. You all stay here. I'll see if they know anything that could help us. Drop it. How many of you are there?
How many of who?
I'm not fucking around. Answer the question.
Of course she's not a
8.
raider.
There's 8.
Clementine, wait. It's Minnie.
Uh-oh, my new girlfriend just saw her old
After the attack, I wasn't sure. I mean, I heard they burned half your school. Who survived? Ruby? Mitch? Brody? 10?
Ruby and 10 made it. Mitch didn't. And Brody, she died.
10's boots holding up okay?
His boots?
They're so old, there are more holes than rubber. I duct taped him up the last time I saw him, but that was a while ago. His boots are fine. You're Clementine. The girl who took over after Marlon died. It's weird. I thought everyone would want to lean on their own.
Violet's the one in charge.
Really? The Violet I knew could barely stand to talk to people, let alone play class president. You're the one who convinced the school to fight back. From where I'm standing, that puts you in charge. Your leadership is going to get my little brother killed.
Excuse me?
Abel figured he could talk Marlon into handing everyone over like he and Lily did, like they did before. You ruined the whole plan.
What the hell? He gave you and Sophie away.
Yeah, and we all survived it. Marlon would have never made them fight the way you did. He wouldn't have gotten people killed.
Minnie, you're wrong. Clem protected us.
He wouldn't have gotten people killed. He murdered Brody. What?
Where's Sophie? Is she alive?
She died protecting the Delta. A hero.
With who, Ultra Knight? The redhead?
A hero? God, you're
Minerva!
Shit.
She's gonna rat us out.
Rockingham!
She was part of our group and she got
I want
kidnapped
to be in before dark.
and convinced to be one of their soldiers. So the kid with the half-melted face, that's her little brother.
Yes, ma'am.
Our boat leaves for the Delta in 2 days. Then it'll be a couple of weeks before we can come back for the rest of you. When we do, don't fight. The only way you're gonna save your people is to let us take them. I'm serious. Don't fight this.
If 10 could see you now, he'd be ashamed to call you his sister.
Oh, no worries, Ultra Knight, no worries.
Are you okay?
Nothing's changed. Our plan is to get onto the boat and save our friends. So that's what we're gonna do.
You all should head home. Start getting things ready. Get everyone caught up on the plan.
Everyone except 10.
I warned you.
Enough, both of you. AJ and I will go find James.
Good luck.
AJ got balls, man. He wants to fight the giant man. He wants to fight that kid who's a lot bigger than him. He's just good to take on anybody.
So, how many walkers do you think James will help us get? 15? 100? 1,000?
Clem, I don't... Ow.
Gunshot wound.
It feels like someone pinched me from inside.
Here, let's rest a second.
That doesn't sound like a good sign. Oh, absolutely, Preston. Absolutely.
Clem, I keep thinking. When Willie said all that stuff about 10 before, I got so mad. He was being mean, and 10 wasn't even there to defend himself. I wanted to hurt him. I know I shouldn't, but I just can't stop thinking about it. I want to just punch his head. I tried breathing, kicking rocks. I don't like this feeling. Wanting to hurt somebody.
It's okay to get mad at people. You can't help that. But those thoughts have to stay in your head, okay? Don't act on them. Ever.
Okay. I'm strong. I can control what I do.
Yeah, Preston, yeah.
Not what I think. Like, I think I'm mad at Tin, too. Running out of cover when Lily attacked the school was really stupid. But he just doesn't know stuff like we do. And then Willie started yelling at him instead of helping him learn. Why don't the other kids know all the stuff we know? When there's a plan, you have to follow it. And when you yell at someone, it just makes them not listen.
Well, why don't we teach them? They're smart. Someone just has to show them what to do.
Yeah. I want Tin to know how to be safe. We can show them how to be smart, like us. It's weird that people are so different.
It is Erickson's boarding school for troubled youth.
Troubled youth? Trouble like bad? So they did bad things? Why?
Okay, sometimes they do them because bad things happen to them.
Just a second, Rawfish.
I knew a doctor once, back when you were just a baby. He called it trauma. You have some too, you know. The thing where people can't walk up behind you.
I don't like my trauma. I want to get it off of me. How do I get rid of it? I don't even like the way the word sounds.
It's really, really hard to do by yourself. A lot of people can't without some help.
Like from a doctor?
Sure, but those are rare these days.
Or like the school, right? It was supposed to help with people's trauma.
Yeah, it was. And now they help each other.
I still like them.
These decisions are hard to make,
Tin
man.
the most, I think. Even if he does dumb things. Actually, I think he's my first real friend.
Oh yeah? I thought I was your first real friend.
Well, yeah, but you don't count. You're old.
I'm not.
Fine. He's my second first real friend.
Rawfish, if this was all a dream, yeah, I'd probably be pretty upset. Was a Big Bang Theory that said, like, when it's a dream at the end, it just basically means you just wasted your time? What is happening?
I don't see James. Just monsters.
James? You're hurt.
Oh.
Did the Raiders do this?
It looked like they had people from your school. Why are you here?
Those people you saw, we're going to save them. But to do that, we need your help moving some walkers.
I could maybe help, but my mask is still in the camp, inside my bag. I can't pass through a herd without it.
Oh, I have the wrong thumbnail. It's almost done anyway, but still.
Okay, then let's go get it.
Please, I just ask that you don't kill them. The walkers. If you distract them, I can sneak over and find my mask.
Distract all of them?
Please.
I'll try.
It says hold shift to run. We're not running at all. Hello, I pressed E. What? I'm confused. I pressed E, it didn't kick him. I didn't kick him in the nuts. Hold shift to run, and yet we're not running.
How long I can keep this up? Did you find your mask?
I can't find it. The horses must have... There!
It'd be really funny if his mask was just like on the horse's butt.
Hey, over here! AJ!
No, there are too many of them.
The cart. If we push it, the noise will draw them away.
Butt face, right? It would have been funny. I think it would have been funny. That's intense. But there, we did what you want, James.
AJ,
So help us,
are you
please.
okay?
Yeah, no bites.
I know it would have been easier to kill them. You're kind. I appreciate it. Really.
Yeah, it seems to happen once in a while. You try to like do something and it just won't work.
Thank you for helping me get this back. Now, how will walkers save your friends?
They're being held captive on a boat not too far from here.
This is
We
episode
can't
3.
sneak on board without cover, not without the raiders gunning us down.
You want to use walkers to hide? To sneak on board their ship? That's insane.
It's our only chance.
I have something I need you to see.
I'm a little confused though.
You can understand what you're asking.
Okay, maybe I'm not going to be so confused. But right now, my first thought is, why would he even consider helping us?
Right?
Because they're going to kill the other walkers. Like, the other group's going to kill the walkers. So he doesn't want us to kill them. He wouldn't want to help us. So those guys can kill him. I mean, we owe him too because he saved us in the first place, right? So I think we're even right now.
It's safe. Just a little further.
Yeah, like AJ got shot and he was in trouble, and then James came and saved us. So now we saved him, so we're even at this point.
Clem, what's this?
It's called a salt lick.
So if he helps us, we're going to owe him again.
Salt lick? Ugh, sounds gross.
Go ahead, lick it if you want to.
Oh, gross. It tastes nasty.
Well, now you know.
I only did it to him because we did it too.
Learning sucks.
If you remember, she told Lee that we licked Salt Lick. Exactly, remember the good times.
Doesn't look like there's been a horse here in a long time.
I don't want to talk to him just yet. I want to see what's going on before we talk. Oh, now she runs. Press shift to run, but we won't run. Now that you don't need to run, now you can run.
My people, my former people, they had a practice. They called it collecting.
You must run when not needed. The most important time.
They use them as a weapon. I do this to protect them. I know it sounds strange, but that's why I brought you here. To see them as I do. As people.
As people?
Well, not people exactly, but something in between. Part of us is still in there. Deep down. So few of us die anymore. We turn. Not dead, not alive.
God, I hope that's not true. That sounds like hell.
To you, maybe. I think it seems peaceful.
Do you really think there's people inside of monsters?
Somewhere.
Hello, Pink.
Yes.
How's it going?
Think
How
about
are you?
it this way. Has someone you cared about turned?
Oh, he a freak.
Clem's friend, Lee. She shot him before he did. But she wishes she didn't.
Sorry. Maybe this wasn't the best way to explain. Didn't mean to bring up difficult memories. I lived among walkers for years. Still do, in a way. When they're alone, they're harmless. Innocent. If you want my help, I need you to try and walk with them.
Oof.
Then tell me if you really believe they're just monsters.
They are just monsters. They're not people or friends. Clem,
She'll be safe, I promise.
this isn't smart. It's too dangerous.
She just needs to move as they do.
I'll be fine, AJ. I'm doing this, okay?
Okay, fine.
There's a book series, Ethmaker, that I read, and there's a whole episode where one dude's like a total freak
Is
and
never go alone.
catches zombies to do
I'm not
freaky
leaving
stuff
yet.
with them.
I'll be right back.
Find the exits.
I will.
But
Don't let fear take over.
I will. I promise.
The mask will disguise your scent, but be gentle and be quiet.
But it's
Touch the
really
wind chime.
interesting
You'll see.
because there's another book series that I read, and it's about same kind of thing, that the world has ended, and the theme in the first book is teaching the main kid that zombies aren't just zombies, that they used to be people. But what's so interesting is the kid is also, he's only half Asian in the book. They obviously haven't told us here, but he looks Asian. Which is very interesting that he's kind of fighting for the same thing as what happened in that book. Just a really interesting little thing. Since it's your top series, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Number 3 is quickly becoming my second favorite out of the seasons. The first season was my favorite. I'm also a big fan of season 3. Season 2 was probably the weakest season out of all of them, but I'm enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. There are definitely some weaknesses within this game, the writing, but it's really interesting. I understand why people liked it so much, but I also understand why the company died. there's certain things in this that are like the book. But the book series in general have their own like feel and themes and stuff. That one series in particular is just really cool because it's them trying to make the zombies not scary while still being very scary. It's really well done. And it's one of those like young adult books, so it's got like corny themes that you would expect growing up, coming of age, all that kind of stuff. Where are the wind chimes? Oh, there they are. And like for me, the biggest issue with season 2 is the side characters were they had really good ideas, but a lot of them were one-dimensional. Like there wasn't more to them except for like their main issue. Like Nick was just about doing things without listening to people because he was always scared. AJ's mom was all about, I'm pregnant by, and I don't know which guy's the dad. Like there wasn't anything deeper than that with these people. But the biggest issue with season 2 was everybody relied on an 11-year-old to make the decisions and acted like she was the leader and it was right for her to be the leader. And it's like, she's 11. You're like 35. You shouldn't be listening to an 11-year-old to make decisions for you or involving an 11-year-old in your pregnancy issue. So it was poorly written in some aspects. But a lot of the decisions, they felt like they would be real decisions that would be made in a situation like that.
Hey there, kiddo.
So yeah, it was a little bit disappointing.
See?
Still good,
No
but
bites.
disappointing.
No bites.
So, do you still think they're just monsters? Now that
Absolutely.
you've seen them at peace.
I think you might be right about there being something more to them. It was kind of nice.
I
in
have
there.
no idea who Brandon Sanderson is.
Really? Never met someone who understood. Thank you. I'm glad.
Have you ever killed a walker before?
I have. Many.
Have you ever killed a person?
Many. But that was a long time ago.
I've killed someone before too.
AJ.
You've killed someone?
Yeah, it was a really cool moment.
Yeah. I'm a murderer. But I'm trying to atone.
Well, that's good. I guess.
I guess.
That's enough. What about the walkers? Are you going to help us save our friends?
I thought I could, but I can't. So many walkers would die. All of the death this would cause. I'm sorry, Clementine, but I can't have more blood on my hands.
James, the walker in the barn, the one with the different eyes, what was his name?
His name? What do you...
How about the woman in the back, near the wind chimes? What's her name?
I don't know.
Asim, Omar, Lewis. Those are the names of my friends, the ones who were stolen by the raiders. I'll never forget that.
I didn't know that's what she was going to say. That's pretty badass.
I may be stubborn, but I'm not heartless. Those raiders are cruel. They force others to be the same.
Victory, thank you for the share.
And if your friends are anything like you, I don't doubt they're worth saving.
They're not all like me, but they're pretty cool.
It'll take some time to guide them through the forest to the shore. Others will join the herd as they go.
And that's awesome, Eth. So I like fantasy, but very specific, like a very specific niche. That's why with ADHD I can read them.
Ready? I can't undo this.
It's a special interest thing. If it's like zombie, post-apocalyptic style, then I'm totally into it. If it's just fantasy, like magic, and like even knights and gnomes and stuff, no interest in it, really. Yeah, Pink, exactly. It's the really weak decisions just for the sake of making decisions.
People inside walkers. Did you mean it? Is he right?
Well, we can't know for sure. Maybe he's right.
Bella Del Rey, you get it?
Might not
Yeah.
be like we thought before the world turned like this. Maybe something is left after we die.
It sounds weird, but if you believe it, I do too.
Come on, AJ. Let's get back before it's too dark.
I hope not, but now that you said it, you probably will. They probably will. They're heartless in this game.
I've never met anyone like James before. I mean, he's tough. Not like you, though. He doesn't kill monsters, but he's not scared of them either. He's cool.
Hey, Clem. Willie told me the plan. How'd things go with that guy?
James, he agreed to help us.
I haven't finished it
Somebody
yet,
told me we were gonna
so hopefully the ending is okay, but yeah,
walkers. I'd call them crazy.
it's a bummer that they kind of burnt themselves out
What are you doing
and
with
burnt
those?
audiences out.
Oh, well, I
'Cause
wanted
this
to
is a
throw
really
one
good
last
series.
hootenanny before the big fight.
Swear?
Huh?
It sounds like a swear.
No, it's just another word for party.
Right. I know it sounds strange, throwing a party, but people need something to lift their spirits right about now.
This could be our last chance.
I wanted to make some tea for everyone. Could I borrow your little heater thing?
What can I do?
We need to pretty up the old music room. Could you make us something colorful to hang up?
Okay, I'll be an artist.
They did a really good job with the way they wrote AJ. Like, he genuinely feels like a kid trapped in this situation. We had this conversation in season 2. At the end of season 2, I had this conversation, and there was somebody that was arguing that Clementine was mature because of her circumstances, and I was making the argument that the way they wrote her as mature was unbelievably mature. Like, she was too adult. They didn't include the child perspective in why she was doing what she was doing. AJ's a really good balance of that child immaturity trying to be mature, because he's making decisions that would be mature, of like, yeah, well, don't you think they're monsters? Like, I don't see them being people, because he assumes that's what adults would want. And then when he hears, no, there's probably something in them, he instantly changes his mind, but it's very clear that he's doing it because he doesn't know any better. Whereas, like, at the end of season 2, Clementine just acted like an adult. Like, she just acted like she was a 30-year-old. But we're supposed to believe she's 11. And no matter how many circumstances you go through as a child, your brain is still a child's brain. So you will still interpret things as a child. You just may make decisions that adults would make, but you wouldn't really understand all the complexities of doing that. They did a really good job with AJ of making him make adult decisions, but not understanding why he's making them. I really appreciate how they wrote AJ in this.
Make the
Decoration.
a decoration for the party.
Okay, I'll get the heater.
I've only played a few hours of God of War, so I couldn't include that kid. Well, I didn't get any collectibles this time. Oh well. I mean, Ellie, I think, is obviously going to be traumatized, so I know she wouldn't be like a straightforward kid to raise. But she's more stable than AJ is. That being said, my stepdaughter had a lot of issues, and I dealt with it. So either AJ or Ellie, I couldn't really decide.
How's the drawing coming? Can I see?
Nope, it's not done yet, but it is pretty good.
Yeah, and that was the problem with Clem, is as an 11-year-old, her being a leader is just unbelievable 100%, which is why the writing was so poor, which is why her being an adult character made no sense. Because although I do believe children can have a lot of insight and they should be listened to because they can sometimes see things without the skew that adults would have, there is zero logic and there is no universe in which an adult who slept with two separate men who doesn't know who the child is, or who the dad is, would come up to a child and be like, I'm pregnant by two men. What would you do? Who do you think the daddy is? There is no universe where that would be a sane thing for them to do. And there is no universe where an adult would be asking a child for that, nor would a child have a response that would be adult-like for a situation like that. Because in season 3, she doesn't even know what a period is. And so that writing is very poor, and that's what I mean by her adult responses make zero sense. Because even though, yeah, they treated her like an adult and treated her like she would be the leader in the group, her decisions should have been more like what AJ's decisions are. Very black and white, very, I'm doing this because I think this is what is supposed to be good. But having zero backing to it. Having zero understanding of the nuances of what that decision entails. Like right now, he's like, I'm a murderer. But you can tell he doesn't really understand what a murderer is. And he just thinks somebody who kills is a murderer, period. He doesn't understand that there are circumstances where you might kill somebody. It might be by accident. So although technically you are a murderer, it doesn't mean the same as somebody who just kills for the sake of killing. And the way they wrote Clem in season 2 was like she understood that there are those nuances that exist. And it just, that makes zero sense because no child would think that layered. No child would think that deep. Because your brain doesn't really fully mature until about 25. So even at 18, you still don't fully understand those total nuances in what you do, which is why you see, 18-year-olds that go drunk driving and kill a bunch of people, and they, although they show remorse, they don't understand that decision they made could lead to that circumstance, which is why they end up in that circumstance. But they treated Clementine very much like she would understand all those nuances and understand all those risks and give the best answer that she could give based on her life experience at 11 years old. None of it made sense. It was just poor writing. It was just poor writing. I think it would have been a really good game had that not been the key. Because everything else, if you ignore Clementine and how stupid having her be the leader and how stupid the adults were towards her, everything else was really interesting. I think it was a little bit one-sided note-wise for each character. Like, each character had one dilemma, and that was kind of their whole personality. Because, I don't remember her name. Sarah, I think was her name. All of it was she was the sheltered child. There was no other deeper layer to her except for sheltered child who doesn't know anything. Nick was all about, I want to be a hero, but I'm scared, so I just do things without considering anything anybody says. Very one-layered. AJ's mom, her whole personality was just about how I'm this pregnant woman and I'm going to have this child and I don't know who the daddy is. There was nothing else to her outside of that. We were never explained what happened. Did she cheat because she was unhappy? Did she get, SA'd and that's how she ended up where she was? Was she in love with that guy and then she met this guy who helped her and that's why she ended up with him? There were no deeper layers. So I think a lot of it was very one note, which makes it a weaker story. But overall, it was still a good story. It lost all of its power when you rely on an 11-year-old to be the star. Because none of it is believable because, again, nobody would rely on an 11-year-old. You wouldn't have somebody having a raging fit and then be to the 11-year-old, you should go talk to him. You can calm him down. No, nobody would. Or be like, Clementine, what do you think the best answer would be? Or, Clementine, he died because you made a bad choice. She's 11. Why didn't you do something about it instead of sending the 11-year-old to go do something about it? You know what I mean? So that completely just cuts it off at the knees. So even though the rest of the story was good, that main factor being the focus of the game destroys the rest of it. So it's almost like if you're cooking something, you're making a whole recipe, but then you end up putting let's say you're making a cheesecake, but then you put onions in it. Everything else could be wonderful, but the onions just inherently ruin the cheesecake. And so it doesn't matter how good the rest of the cheesecake was, the onions still ruined it. And that's kind of how that was, is it doesn't matter how good the rest of the story was. making Clementine that way and everybody treating her that way ruined the rest of it, and there's nothing that could really redeem that because it relied so heavily on Clementine being the star. And so that just fully, like, yeah, actually somebody else said that earlier, Cha-Cha, and I think that would have fully saved it. I think that fully would have, like, made the game totally worth playing and awesome. Because we even talked about, like, if it started with Clementine, let's say, and then you meet Kenny and then he takes over, then it's like, okay, that's better, because now an adult making these decisions makes sense. Somebody else suggested it started with Kenny, and you have moments where you're with Clementine. The only reason that would be an issue is because the surprise of Kenny being alive would be taken away. But yeah, it would have been really cool to see Kenny be in charge for the second story, because a lot more things would have made sense. But just having that weakness of, like, an 11-year-old, we had an ongoing joke the whole time of the 11-year-old. You make your decisions with 25 years of experience. I'm sure you can decide the best thing. Like, none of it made sense. Like, why would a 30-year-old, 25-year-old turn to an 11-year-old and be like, what should we do as the group? What should we decide? It's like, no. If anything, in real life, adults would be like, shut up, 11-year-old, nobody cares. So although it had really interesting things in it, Clementine wrecked it completely. And I love Clementine as a character. It's just, it was a really dumb decision to have her be in charge. And I don't even know if it was, like, the developers or if it was the higher-ups that decided she should be in charge. Because it just made zero sense. And it just felt like it was very shoehorned in, which is a bummer. Because in the third season, she made a lot more sense. She was a little bit darker than I thought she should be, and still a little bit too mature, but it was much more believable in season 3. Now she's a well-rounded character. It makes a lot more sense with what she's doing, especially being a leader, because even at 16, it would be tough to have her as a leader if the adults were involved. But because she's surrounded by a bunch of other kids, it makes a lot more sense that she is coming off as much more mature. Season 2 was just, it was it could have been wonderful, but one really bad shoehorn decision ruined it, which really sucks. Yeah, Cha-Cha. It would have been really interesting. Like, by the end, I hated Kenny in season 1. The decisions I made Kenny very selfish, and so I didn't like Kenny in season 1. I was okay with him disappearing at the end of season 1 because the zombie thing that happened. In season 2, when I saw him, there was a lot of, well, he was part of my original group, so, like, I'm not going to hold any grudges. But I still feel like he was selfish. By the end of season 2, I loved him, and I was so emotional by the end of, like, him saving us and everything he was doing. It all made sense. And he was actually written better in season 2. Maybe it was just the decisions I made, because his selfish decisions made more sense in season 2, because you could see them as selfish, but you could also see what he was trying to accomplish. Whereas in season 1, based on the answers I had, the decisions he made, they just came off as selfish, period. And so I really liked him by the end of season 2. So had we played as Kenny in season 2, I think it would have been really interesting. It would have definitely made season 2 a much more powerful contender for one of the best seasons. But based on my decisions, based on the way it was written, based on Clementine being the star, it was by far the weakest season. Still good, but I think it actually harmed the overall series more than it helped the overall series. Which is too bad, really.
I'm done, Clem. Come see.
Okay, be right there.
Hello, Pink. No, I was just talking a lot, so you didn't miss anything. I haven't actually, like, done anything, so we're good.
Hey, you're getting better at this. Soon you'll be as good an artist as 10.
I don't know. He's really good.
Something wrong? AJ?
I was just thinking about stuff while I was drawing.
Season 3's biggest weakness was that the decisions you made,
There
although...
are 3 kind of eyes, Clem.
Sorry, just one last thought. Season 3, although the decisions mattered in the sense of, like, does A die or does B die, a lot of the decisions led to the same conclusions no matter what. But the way it was written made no sense. We had this ongoing joke with season 3, which this was the biggest weakness in season 3, was you would react with a certain answer and the NPC would react the same way whether it made sense or not. So, like, at one point, I don't remember what the decision was, but it was like, you know, what do you think of this character? Are they a jerk or are they a good person? And I'd be like, you know what? I think they're a good person. And the NPC would respond, how dare you say that? They're a good person. I said they're a good person too. What are you getting mad about? Like, at least have two responses that would lead to the same thing. But they just had one generic answer, so it felt like a lot of the answers in season 2 made zero importance outside of who lives and who dies, but the rest of it didn't really matter. In the other 2 seasons, although you would end up in the same spot, like the same conclusion would happen, so the decisions really didn't matter, at least their responses to your response made sense. Season 3, it didn't make any sense with their responses, which was really stupid. They would also give you a decision, and the decision wasn't always what it was written out as. Like at one point, there was the, what do you do? Do you confront your brother? Do you just stay quiet? Do you admit to being in love with her or something like that? And I was like, confront the brother. But I was thinking confront it as like, F you, you're a jerk. And what does he do? She loves me. It's like, wouldn't that be the admit to how you feel rather than confront? Confront would be like, fight him. This one would be admit to that you love her and she loves you. Like, what? That wasn't what I decided. Why would you give me those options and then the one is still the same as the other? So that was the weakness in 3. What I really like about this is, again, from season 2, it makes more sense for Clem to be treated more adult-like in this circumstance. Way more logical for her to be this way. Another really good thing they did in this that they fixed from season 3 was the decision making. A lot of the decisions here are more moral decisions. It's not just what should we do, it's a how do you interpret this moment, which I think is really interesting because none of the decisions are good decisions and all of them are really complicated and layered, and it makes the decisions feel more impactful even though they don't really matter like they didn't anywhere else. They really cleaned up a lot of the issues from the other seasons in this season. I really appreciate that, like big time.
Oh yeah?
I would go on about how complex he is and how I honestly overshine season 2. Yeah, exactly, Pink, exactly. Like, no matter what, they just get mad at you. No matter what, they still get, like, upset or they still think that you said the wrong thing. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense because I literally said what you just said. Because at one point it was something like that. It was like, should we stay and help them or should we leave? And then I was like, we should stay and help them. And then her response is, I don't care what you say, we're going to stay and help them. I literally just said we're going to stay and help them. Why would the devs write it in that she's going to say, I don't care what you say, we're doing this anyway? I just agreed with you. No human would respond that way unless they're a dick. And you haven't written the other character that way the whole time. So the character ideally would be like, I'm so glad you said that. I'm glad we're going to stay and help. And so like that was really weird. With Kenny in season 1, I didn't like him. I felt he was very based on my answers, because I do remember playing it the first time around and I didn't feel the way I felt the second time around, but it had been like 10 years since I played it. But in the first season, based on the answers I made, he was just selfish for the sake of being selfish. There was no real significance as to why he was doing what he was doing. And although the excuse was he's trying to keep his family safe, a lot of the decisions he made, based on what I had decided, him making that decision didn't help his family any more than him helping us. Because like there was a part where it's like, Kenny, we need your help doing this. And he's like, no, and he would run away. And people would be like, well, he's trying to keep his family safe. But where he ran to is still in the danger zone, so helping us would keep them safe. Running away just makes him a selfish prick. Or like when he killed whatever the woman in this one, when he killed her dad. And it was like, we were trying to bring him back, he killed them, and they're like, well, he's trying to save his family, but he hasn't died yet. Like, properly and started coming back. He could still kill him once he starts coming back. That's just a selfish move. And so like, that was a lot of what happened. In season 2 though, I felt that they really wrote him in a way that not only redeemed him, but then all his decisions that would have come off as selfish in season 1, they had a lot more justification in season 2. And although I didn't agree with a lot of the stuff he did, I understood why he did them. And so that was a much nicer situation to be in, because it's like, no, I don't agree. I think your decision's stupid. I fully think that you're making a really crap decision and this makes you a bad leader. But I fully understand your logic behind it and your argument to it. I still don't agree, but I get it. Whereas in season 1, it was very much, I don't agree, I don't get it, it doesn't make sense. And so I think they did a much better job in season 2. I do think he was wasted potential though. I do agree with that 100%. Exactly, Pink. And that's a big... Did I like Ducky? As an adult in this situation, no. But as a parent, I understand why everything happened the way it did, and I understand he wasn't to blame for anything. My bigger gripe wasn't even Ducky, it was his parents' reaction to Ducky. That was my gripe. Because it's the whole thing of, like, you can't blame a child for doing something wrong, but you can blame the adult for not responding to that correctly. Like, there was something about a YouTuber who, like, put down their dog when they shouldn't have, and, like, the child abused the dog, but the child was a toddler. The child was, like, 1 or 2 years old. What the child did was wrong, but the child wasn't wrong in doing it. They didn't know any better. But the adults putting the dog down for the child's behavior, that was wrong. Because they should have taught the child and not punished the dog for the child's behavior. Although the dog bit the child caused the bite, and the child caused the bite not because they were a bad kid, but because the adults never taught the child how to react around the dog. And so my issue was Kenny and Katja and how they were dealing with Ducky, because Ducky kept getting us in trouble. But Ducky kept getting us in trouble because his parents weren't teaching him how not to get us in trouble. So yeah. You know, it was just, that was the issue. But yeah, he was vibes. He was 100%. No, user. I don't like Elden Ring. Not at all. And Pink, yeah, and that's the thing, is like there are so many deeper nuances to a lot of the questions that AJ is asking, but you can't teach him the nuances because he's such a young child, he wouldn't understand. And so you've got to give him the best answer you can in hopes that he'll pick up the best thing out of it. Right? Like when he shot whatever the guy's name was, his idea was, you said take the shot and don't hesitate. What we meant was, if you're in immediate danger, don't stop and think that you can, you know, wait for somebody to save you. You don't hesitate, you protect yourself. But he took it very literal. Was it his fault? No. Was he wrong? Yes. But now he sees himself as a murderer. Well, technically, yeah, he murdered somebody, but he didn't go out and murder somebody for no reason. He saw we were in danger. This guy was already killing people. There's a very distinct difference. And like, no matter what you say, it's going to be very hard. And so the answers they're giving you, all of them are good answers. You just have to try to figure out what's going to be the best answer to teach him with the least repercussions, because that's how it is in real life when you're raising a child. No answer is straightforward. No answer is easy. And a lot of answers are so layered, and most children will never pick it up. So it's really interesting. It's really, really interesting to watch how you would raise a child in this kind of world and to see the kind of answers you could give, which leads all back to my original point before I started this whole spiel. That is how a child thinks. So it makes a lot of sense when AJ is doing adult things, but he doesn't understand them. Whereas in season 2, Clementine was making adult decisions and they were asking her for adult decisions, but then they treated it like she fully understood all the nuances, and a child at 11 years old wouldn't understand those nuances. They might be very, very mature, but they won't understand why that answer is the mature answer and what it means to actually be mature. They would just do it because they see the response from the adults. It's really well written here. It's very, very much like it is raising a child. It's really cool. How often do I have to... I haven't had to very often. I've had to today a lot because the new DLC is coming out so recently. But yeah, definitely not something I have to talk about, but I am more than happy to say I hate Elden Ring. Oh yeah, season 1, Kenny is, I hate you if you don't support me. Is that, I think... Yeah, and that was it. Like, eventually he understood that, Pink. That eventually that isn't the excuse that he thinks it is. And then they made him really layered, Kenny, because he knew that a lot of his own decisions caused everything to happen the way it happened. And although he isn't to blame for Katja's death and for Ducky's death, his decisions did have an impact which did cause those things. Had he raised Ducky better, there would have been less circumstances that happened putting him in danger. So then he couldn't use that excuse of, I'm keeping my family safe, because that danger wouldn't have happened for Ducky's actions. Had they had a more healthy relationship, maybe Katja wouldn't have taken her own life, protecting her own emotions for what was happening to Ducky. And maybe Kenny would have been able to handle taking out Ducky without having that fragility, because he's never had that safety. So like there was a whole like there was all these layers that by season 2 you could see existed. In season 1 they didn't exist. He was very topical. It was really interesting. Ethmaker, yeah, the Walking Dead show, if you've ever read the comics have a much better pacing. By the time they introduced Negan, they stretched it out way too long. They saw how popular Negan was and they stretched it out way too long. So yeah, by like the second to last season, it just felt like it was dragging. By the last season, I didn't watch the last season. By the last season, I just didn't want to sit and watch it. I'm going to, but I haven't yet. But they just really dragged it out, and they switched some of the characters, and they didn't blend as well as they did in the comics, because they followed the comics a lot closer at the beginning. But by the decisions they made in the beginning of the show, by the end, a lot of the decisions didn't make sense. Like Michonne and Rick being a romantic relationship didn't make sense for the way that they were written. In the comics, they're like best friends. She is like his steady shoulder. When he makes, you know, off the wall decisions, she's the one that kind of slaps him in the face and is like, yo, wake up. And that made a lot more sense in the way that her character was written. Whereas in the show, it doesn't really make sense that all of a sudden she becomes like this loving, caring person who's like his wife, when that wasn't her character traits the whole time, and you never really see her grow out of it. She just suddenly becomes this person. What's her name? The one that's the mom who had Sophia. She doesn't exist this far into the comics. So her writing just didn't really feel like it worked. Because like she's this fragile, broken woman from everything she's been through, yet she's a badass heroine. But they never find a way to unite both personalities being inside of her. It just feels like two totally different traits that have nothing to do with each other. So like it just dragged on way too long, and I think they shot themselves in the foot really early on. And then by stretching it, they just made that wound worse, which is a real bummer because the comics were amazing. I still like the show, but there was stuff that didn't make sense. A big one I've always talked about is Carl. In the comics, first of all, the baby doesn't exist this far into the book, or into the show, but Carl is still a child for a lot of it. So like when the Negan thing happens and he's like 14, 15 years old, it just comes off as a sullen teenager being a dumbass. Whereas in the comics, he's like 8 or 9. So an 8 or 9-year-old sneaking into Negan's compound and doing what he does is a lot scarier, which is why when Negan says, "You scare me," it's a lot more impactful that a 10-year-old scares this beefy man rather than a 16-year-old scares this man. Because although 16-year-olds on average tend to be smaller and weaker than a full-grown adult, they could still be scary. They could still have enough strength and power and influence to do something scary. So it just makes sense that he would be scared of a teenager. But a 10-year-old being scary tells you that there is a real opportunity for this guy to be a real danger, because nobody suspects a 10-year-old. And 10-year-olds will not understand the consequences of what they do, so they will do riskier things, which could be way more dangerous. They lost all of that by dragging it out so long and letting Carl get as old as he did. Obviously, he was going to get older because the show goes on in real time, but there was a lot of mistakes with the show. Which is really weird. You want to be a producer and writer, so this is useful. I went to theater school. I studied script analysis and stuff, and that was one of my favorite things. And so I like things to make sense with characters and the choices they make and why they do what they do, which is something that you would want to be very, very aware of, because that can be the make it or break it from a good show and a bad show, or a good production and a bad production, is things need to make sense, but in a realistic way. Even if they wouldn't make sense for people, you need to make it make sense in that universe. And that's what this is missing, is they didn't have that part that would make it make sense in the universe, which is too bad. I'm still going.
People eyes, we got those. Then there's monsters' eyes. Usually look like dirty water. Other times, monsters' eyes aren't even wet. And then there are alive people eyes, right as you kill him. Like you did to Abel. His eyes look like you blew a candle out.
Zero, I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy. I talk a lot,
I
so.
shouldn't feel like this.
But welcome.
I hated him too. I think there's something wrong with me.
You know what, AJ? Everything you're feeling is okay. It makes you a good person.
Am I good?
No, I haven't.
I want to be better, Clem.
I played through the first season, and now this is all new for me.
You're the best, okay?
I'm getting real smart.
Is that right?
Yes, because I'm always thinking all the time.
Okay. What are you thinking about right now?
You getting bit, turning into a monster.
Oh.
Yeah. The older I get, the more I see it. I don't know why. What happens then? Anyone can get bit. Doesn't matter if you're inside or outside or how careful you are.
That's not happening.
You don't know that.
No, I don't. But it won't happen anytime soon.
You don't know that either. You're just trying to be brave for me. It does something weird to my stomach. Like I'm gonna get the dookies.
AJ, I need to know you remember what we talked about. What you're supposed to do if it happens. Listen to me. If I get bit, you'll... run away as fast as...
No, I'm not gonna do that.
AJ, you promised.
I don't care. I'm not leaving you. If you get bit, I'd want you to bite me too.
What? You don't mean that.
I want to be alone. Please don't be mad.
Man, that's rough.
I can't live with you not with me, Clem.
Please tell me this is a joke. Please tell me this is a joke.
So much. But don't make me.
Okay, if that's how you want it. When I turn into a monster, I will bite you.
Really?
Yeah, like so hard.
Be serious, Clem.
You can't break promises, AJ.
I know.
You're not letting this go, are you?
James said...
Yeah, $14 for all of them is pretty good.
Not.
That we could be around when we're monsters. Like on the inside. If you got bit and then bit me, then maybe we'd
Oh my
still be
god,
together.
you're so right,
We'd
Planet.
just be a different together.
Didn't even think about that. It's so true.
We might even be okay. You think so?
Let's say James might be right. That monsters have part of the person they were still inside them. The thing is, no one can prove that. And if we can't prove it, we're not going to risk our lives over it.
Can I go patrol for a bit? Before the party?
Sure, go ahead. Be careful.
Yeah, because I paid like
What's with AJ?
$5 or $6
Just
per season.
Needs some space.
Can we talk about what happened today? With Minnie?
Yeah, sure. What's wrong?
The thing is, seeing Minnie, I feel like it should have scared me, but it didn't. The person we ran into in the woods, that wasn't Minnie. Not really. The way she sounded and acted, the way she talked about Sophie and Lily. I'm confused, I guess.
I'm not gonna say anything.
You saw how she reacted when Lily showed up. Those are her people now, and we are not. Minnie?
Yeah, Eathmaker, don't let it get ruined.
She's gone. She's been gone this whole time, and I have to
But
stop
your
mourning.
decisions will make it slightly different, so you may experience
I don't
totally
wanna
different
take
stuff.
you or AJ, or anyone else I care about.
Lewis knows when to keep his head down.
Yeah, shit. Oh, I hope so. You know, when I first got here, I hated him. He was so much.
Because you heard me talk about
walks
Kenny.
over
Everybody loves Kenny, and I hated him, but it was my
Look
decisions.
at me, watch me perform. It's so stupid. But then I realized under all that, he really cares about people. And he doesn't just feel it, he says it. He'll tell you every goddamn day how much you mean to him. Shit, he'll probably sing about it.
Especially if there's already a famous song with your name in it.
We've got to get him back.
We will. Lewis, Omar, Asim. We'll get them all back.
Violet Decision
man,
Twins?
I'm
Finally.
anxious.
Everybody's been mad at me. My mouse is going backwards. That's weird.
Stars.
So you never forget that night.
I never will.
Okay, that's really cute.
When you told me you had feelings for me, I was shocked. Then I started thinking. There's something I've always wanted to try with someone I cared about, and I never have.
What is it?
They're
Have you
underage, so
ever
you better
danced
not.
with anyone before?
Okay, good.
Nope.
Do you wanna?
I haven't, Preston.
Just us. No one else around.
I don't know how to dance. Will you show me?
Sure. We'll make it up as we go.
That's cute. That's really cute. Yeah, for me, Lewis, the problem was, like, he's a nice guy, but he quickly turned his back on us. And she stood up for us. She was mean at the beginning, but then she not only stood up for us, but she took a lot of flack for us. And at the end, when she finally said, you know what, yeah, you have to leave, she made it very clear, I don't want you to leave, but I have no choice. Whereas Lewis was like, F you, but then immediately was like, okay, you're awesome, you're my best friend. It's like, no, man.
We're getting better at being romantic.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna go for the one who was real.
Hey, Clem!
Oh. I wasn't paying attention.
Wow. Where did you find a beach ball?
It was in some garbage behind one of the dorms. I had to blow it up, and that was pretty gross, but look, it works.
And that's pretty gross.
I should get going. Ruby could probably use some
But yeah,
help.
the character development, that's what made it interesting. Whereas Lewis developed, but he developed in a way that made him a jerk. And just showed that it was like, I don't want to let him in.
Super cool.
Back!
You're terrible.
He's so
Hey.
cute. Man. He's gonna make me cry, man. Little kids are awesome.
I love you, Clem.
I love you back, kiddo. Okay, we better get ready to go. Sounds like they need us in the music room.
Okay.
But yeah, Preston, I've seen some of like the stuff that's happened in the past. Did something new happen now? Like I know about the door blowing out, and there was like a wheel that got stuck or something.
Looks like things are coming together.
Yeah. We still need to figure out lighting, music, and something to write on that banner.
If we're gonna die, we should have some fun first.
Music? But Lewis isn't here.
See that? It's like Lewis in a box.
Pulled out the old headmaster's gramophone so he could play some records.
Gramophone.
Not much of a selection, but it should do.
Maybe something country?
That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, the whistleblower things. Yeah, that's
Shocker.
wild. Yeah, the whistleblower thing
So
is
you
kind
take
of.
one of those black things that look like plates, and you
Wouldn't be a party without some kind of mood lighting. I've been going back and forth between colors for ages. Green's calming, but purple might be nice. Room
I
gets
like
natural moonlight, so something to complement that, maybe?
Well, purple was my dad's favorite color.
Or
I didn't hear about the
purple
plane
was a color of
crashing.
royalty.
purple. Really?
What? I like purple.
Shouldn't you like it too? Violet? I'll make it happen.
I didn't even choose it for that reason, but I like that reason. We'll pretend that I did choose it for that reason. With the whistleblowers, I did hear a whole thing of like the one is suspicious, according to some people, but then other people have said no, he was actually showing that he was, you know, talking about self-harm and wasn't happy. And then the other one apparently, like, he was sick. It wasn't that something happened to him. He was sick and died.
Are we using the banner for some kind of party theme?
But yeah,
Not exactly.
it's a little
meant to be more
suspicious.
motivational. I'd keep it short, though. There's not as much room as you think. I was thinking something uplifting, like, we're gonna get through this.
Same choices so far.
AJ, why don't you come up with something?
Really?
I have an idea. It'll be a surprise. I promise not to swear all over it.
Okay, we'll have 10 break out his paintbrush and write it out. This place is gonna look great.
Little kids like to be involved, so we're involving the little kid.
Oh, and Willie was asking for you. He's up in Marlon's office. He said he had a surprise for the party, but he wanted to show it to you first.
Hey, Clem, check it out. I found a bunch of books on ships. There's some awesome stuff about fires at sea and explosions and stuff. The key is the boiler.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I have an idea about how to stop those assholes coming back to the school after we've rescued the others. And from hurting anyone else ever again. We're gonna blow up the boat. It's the only way to make sure they don't come back. Besides, it feels right, you know? For Mitch.
Nice. Mitch would love this plan.
I agree, actually.
I know, it's perfect.
They made him sound sinister, but I agree.
Memorial than to blow that boat out of the water. The tricky bit is timing the explosion so that it happens after you get off the boat. Trust me, this'll work. We'll be okay.
I don't trust you. I don't trust you, but if I'm gonna go down, they're going down with me.
I'm sorry for before. About how I treated 10. I didn't mean to get so angry. I know it's not his fault.
That's nice, Willie, but don't tell me. Tell 10.
And yeah, Preston, I'm gonna have to look that up because that sounds messed up. And yeah, Pink, my logic was he's way too busy goofing off instead of, like, you know, doing his part to carry his weight. Like, he doesn't carry his weight. And he was so quick to put blame on us, which I understand why they were upset, because obviously, yeah, what you said, friends for years, and we just show up and then he's dead. At the same time, he murdered one of their friends and gave up 2 of their friends, and then tried to blame us for it.
Wow. This looks great, Ruby.
And so he was defending somebody. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, he died because we were having an argument. He murdered somebody that was one of their friends. So that same logic of we came in and murdered one of their friends, he murdered one of their friends too. And so although they can be upset with us, he was just so quick. Like, he was trying to get in our pants the whole time and then just so quickly wasn't willing to listen to anything. That's a huge red flag. The other people weren't trying to get in our pants, so them getting mad, it's like there was no attachment. He very quickly was able to be mad at us, despite saying he was into us, and then just as quickly turned around and apologized and acted like everything was cool. And it's like, that's not a stable person. That's not a person I would want to be with. Violet, on the other hand, was moody and grumpy because, yeah, we were new people that just showed up. It was a risk that they had to take to save us. We called in a bunch of zombies with the explosion. But then she chilled out and was really cool with us, and then stayed really cool and defended us the whole time. And even when she couldn't stand with us, she made it clear that she still stood with us. She just had no other choice. That was a much more stable choice. So even for AJ, that's still a better choice than the manic, lazy guy who did nothing to pull his own weight, but was very quick to blame everybody around him while having never done anything. You know what I mean? How do I feel about 10? He's a kid. If we're talking about him stepping out and asking about his sisters, he's a kid. His decision was stupid, but he wouldn't know any better. So you can't really... You can be frustrated with him like you would with a child that you tell, stop jumping around because you're going to break that, and then they break it. But he didn't do it out of malice or greed. He did it because he genuinely thought that they were telling the truth. So I don't hold any grudges against him. I understand why he did what he did, and I think him having to live with it is even too much punishment already, but he's going to have to live with it, so why add more punishment to it? You know what I mean? And that's true, Preston.
Just wait till you see what
It's
else
true.
I've got
I shouldn't have
planned.
teased them.
Go ahead
did
and
all.
mingle. I'll let you know when it's time.
I guess I'll mingle. I see you two are working together.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Willie
Preston.
asked me to help with his special project.
Well, that's good to hear. Is it ready?
Good to go, Clem.
It'll work.
Actually, I was thinking maybe we should name it. Something cool. I mean, I think it deserves a name.
Yeah,
Sure,
we
what harm is it gonna
absolutely
do?
have to name it.
I thought you'd make fun of me, but hell yeah. Let's name this fucker.
Mitch's
How
masterpiece.
about Mitch's masterpiece?
Yeah, I like that.
Mitch would have too.
Yeah, they made a bomb
Then it's
apparently. Yeah, and that was it.
I found them.
Like Violet was willing to listen and stood
Okay,
by us the whole
Clementine.
time.
These here are our official Erickson psych evaluations and probationary reports.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Well, these
I try, Chase, I try.
explain why all of us got sent to this school in the first place.
And all the bad shit we did that kept them
They
from
really do,
sending us
Preston.
back home.
So what's the game?
I figured if we're all going on this crazy mission together, you might as well know who we really are. So, I'll read some
All right,
of
here's
what
the interesting part for me.
adults thought about us. And you have to guess which one of us fits the bill. I'll make sure it's someone you've actually met. This'll be the first one. While otherwise a remarkable student, blank continues to be plagued by fits of anger, uncontrollable cursing, and repeated physical altercations with the senior faculty.
I'm gonna say Marlon.
Well, not to speak ill of the dead, but that sounds exactly like Marlon.
You'd think so, but nope. Really? The person in the file? Imagine Marlon times another Marlon.
That's Ruby's file.
Holy shit, really?
Guilty as charged.
Wow.
Yeah, you should have seen Ruby back in the early days.
See, this is what
She
I
was
like. People change.
You ever seen those Tasmanian devil cartoons when you were a kid? That was our Ruby. He used to have a mean streak a mile long.
Don't worry. That was a long time ago.
I mean, I can totally see it. The first time I met Ruby, she was all, that little motherfucker.
I said I was sorry.
You guys want to know why I got sent here?
Willie, please, no.
Chronic masturbation.
Oh my god.
Trust me. Nobody wanted to know that.
What does that mean?
Don't you dare.
Okay, but hold on. Here's the old fart being logical and ruining the fun. He's supposed to be like what? 12 here? He looks about 12, 13 maybe. We've kind of all sort of agreed it's been roughly like 8 years, let's say, since this all started. 7 years, 8 years. So he was like 8 or 9 years old. No, if he was 12 minus 8. No, he was like 4 years old, 5 years old. That is something that is still within the realm of normal for a child that big. It's still within the time span that an adult would just be told, hey, you need to work on that. Like, you with your child need to work on this. You need to address it with them and teach them that, you know, that's something you do privately. That's not something you do in public or all the time and all that kind of stuff. If he was put in there, either his parents were complete trash or the writers have no idea how mental well-being works. Yeah. Because that would 100% be something that like a 4 or 5 year old would be doing because it's a pleasure sensation and they don't know any better. They don't know the social norms about it not being something you should do in public. It's normal for a child to do that. So yeah, his parents are pretty trashy. Pretty trashy. Yeah, Pink, exactly. So that's why I didn't make the choice. Now, were his choices logical? Yeah. His choices made sense. His choices were realistic. It would be what somebody would do. But those were the reasons I wouldn't want to be with him. Just like in real life, there are people that are wonderful, and I would never want to date them because there are certain things that they say or think or do that I just wouldn't agree with and wouldn't be happy having in my life. That's why I chose what I did. So I chose what I did. All right.
Anyway, maybe we should change up the music?
I like all kind of different music, I think.
There's a lot of them.
How many?
Sure, we've heard enough of this. Break out the jazz.
It's funny how society has changed our perspectives of different titles of music. Like jazz, I was thinking modern jazz.
Realize how many of us we lost.
The weird stuff with all different notes and chords and stuff. I forgot that like
Larissa,
1940s jazz was like that.
Jasper, that one girl with colored braces, and Joey, Maddie, Lamar.
Aaron. Yeah, I used to make fun of her braces. Why did I do that?
Alex, Dewey, Trey, Stephanie. Holy crap, how many of us died?
34.
Wow.
Whose is it?
Lewis.
Should we read it?
I could tell you why I was sent here instead. You know, as a consolation prize or whatever. You might hate me after, but since we're all being so open and all.
You know what? I agree with
The
this.
person you are right now is all that matters to me. Whatever bad things you did in the past, that's not you anymore.
See, he was listening.
Hey,
This is
I've
what
got
I
an
mean.
idea.
So many nuances in
You
the
guys
answers here.
remember when Minnie would sing us "Don't Be Afraid," when all of us used to get scared.
I
Too
am,
bad
Rawfish, I
can't
am.
play it. Who would have known, huh? He liked that one.
You could just sing it to us, like she used to. Your voice is really pretty.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Alright, I can do that.
Oh, this in real life, this makes me cringe. I hate when people do this.
Never mind the darkness. Never mind the storm. Never mind the blood red moon. The night will be over
Preston.
soon. The night will be over soon. Brush away.
Yeah, it's part of it is just like the sensory issues that I have. Listening to somebody sing a cappella can be really hard for me unless they're really, really good. But I also worked as a professional singer for many, many years. And this was something that a lot of people would do when they would find out that I sang professionally. They would try singing to be like, I sing too. And it was just always really hard for me to like pretend it was good because most of them weren't that good. Like they were okay.
For every night goes
But like it felt like a lot of confidence that wasn't necessarily needed.
and every moon grows blue. Beyond the dark comes something new. The sun will be rising soon. The sun will be rising soon.
The sun will be rising soon.
Very much like the TV show when Herschel's daughter sings. Okay, I don't want to see this because I've been... How long have I been live for? I've been live for way longer than I expected. It has been... why can't I see? Oh, 3 hours and 40 minutes. It was only supposed to be a 3-hour stream max, so I've gone 40 minutes above. Yeah, Preston, I agree. I agree. It's a little bit... I'm worried about what is going to happen because of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be a good outcome. Yeah, the time went by quick. I'm still tired. I was not planning to be out this late. I still have to make dinner and stuff, and I gotta go to work in 3 hours. 3 hours, really? Anyways, no stream tomorrow. And, maybe a stream Thursday. I'm not 100% sure, but no stream tomorrow. I have to still work on my Minecraft video that I still haven't finished. I got a bunch of stuff to do. So I'm hoping to be live on Thursday. I will probably be live on Friday. Took a random 20-minute nap. I've only been up for 5 hours. No, about 6, almost 7 hours. So I haven't had a chance to nap yet, but I probably will nap before I go to work tonight. But yeah, that's gonna be everything for me. I know it's a really abrupt stop. I didn't realize how long I've been live for, but I need to get going because I gotta do stuff before work tonight. This will not be what I will be playing on whatever my next stream is, either Thursday or Friday. It will probably be Zelda. I'm trying to think if there's something else. It'll probably be Zelda what I'll be playing. I've also been considering doing Hollow Knight, so I may do that. I don't know. But that's kind of the plan for now. So I will be back in a couple of days. I really appreciate everybody hanging out and being here and spending time with me. I'm really liking this season. It's a lot of fun. Kind of sad that it's going to be over soon, but hey, it is what it is. We've got another episode and a half to go, so it'll probably be done next stream. But yeah, thank you, Michael Jackson, for hanging out. I appreciate you being here. Everybody else, I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I will see you all in a couple of days. Yeah, Pink, I appreciate that. I appreciate you hanging out. I can't see, my OBS is down. Pink, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Yes, for anybody who is new, I do stream on record 2 days a week. It's usually Tuesdays and Fridays that I stream. I'm kind of adding in Mondays because it's a little bit easier for the way my schedule is for the next little while. So it'll probably be Monday, Tuesday, and Friday that I'll be streaming. And yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting right now. And I've been playing The Walking Dead. We've been playing Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. And I'm thinking of maybe adding in Hollow Knight as the third game, but I haven't fully decided yet. But yeah, that'll be everything. So I will be back in a couple of days. Thank you all for being here, hanging out, and spending some time with me. And I will see you all soon. All right, everybody. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye.